It's going down. That's how Cowboy fans do it. All the Can Maniacs out there.
How about them Cowboys?
We walk what I'm calling a Dallas Cowboys corridor. As you can tell, we are at a Cowboys home game. Yes, I understand that we are in Los Angeles, Inglewood, technically SoFi Stadium, but this is basically AT&T West. So follow me this way. We're gonna see if we can find a couple of fans. We are infiltrating enemy territory. The Cowboy fans are doing it right. We got the signage, we got the great food, we got the inflatables. Thoughts on today's game?
We're gonna beat the shit out of them.
Woo! You see this right here? How do you feel about today's game?
We better win, that's all I know.
How do you feel about Dak Prescott after last week's performance?
Dak Prescott has been very consistent with the division. He has took us back-to-back 12-5 seasons. You know what I mean? His winning record is above. You can say what you want about the past 7 years, but on our division, he has been owning it for years.
Are you a Dak rider or are you a Dak hater?
Before he broke his finger, I was a rider. Now, nah. They need to let him go now.
You know Dak Prescott's watching this right now, right? Actually follows the Can Fan podcast.
Woo!
Let's go!
Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation, son! Let's go!
Cowboys Nation represents.
Cowboys Nation represents. Let's go!
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. All day, every day.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, Seattle.
Here we are at Lumen Field. And is that a Harry Potter reference? Maybe. I don't know. I've casted a lot of Lumen spells.
Lumen videos.
We want to see Deuce represent. We want to see him repeat. I want some repeats. And I don't need 3 beats if they repeat.
I don't need 3 beats.
I don't need
if
3
they
beats.
repeat.
If they repeat. Let's go.
You don't think we're gonna make the postseason?
Maybe wild card.
So this is
Maybe wild card.
This is where I'm like, I'm good for a good ribbing, but like to say we're not gonna make the postseason, now I can't even argue with you because you've oh god.
You know it too. You know it.
Who's your quarterback?
Fucking you got it.
This is our year.
Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Look at those dudes. Let's go!
Let's go, Cowboys! Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation showing up!
Most pristine athletes in modern history playing in the NFL. Even the offensive linemen are incredibly athletic. I mean, these guys are over 300 pounds, and you know they can
Not only the size, but the speed of the linemen? Are you kidding
fly
me?
on the field.
You're telling me a guy that's 330 pounds meant to block a guy that's 290 pounds is faster than me, a sporty 240?
High 240. High 240. High 240.
I could beat any one of those guys right now, and I've drank a 6-pack.
What? You're wearing Crocs!
My 40 time is better than any of them.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
Erroneous.
Erroneous on all accounts!
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
How'd I do?
13-5.
Final quarter, here we go, baby!
CD for the CD, baby!
And I'm going for 2.
Woo!
I don't know why my safety was just playing off so far.
Tackle him!
Yeah, well, I might be a boomer, but you sound like a pipsqueak. You don't even know how old I am.
No!
You little shit.
You didn't win the game, I lost it!
Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to
Call
get
that a
open
throw?
in key situations.
No!
I might be old, but at least I don't still piss my pants.
Protect you and your loved ones with Crackem VPN.
Ever heard the game Marry, Kill? Okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 people, and you're gonna decide who will you marry, who will you who will you kill?
Okay.
Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and Tony Romo.
Marry Jerry. He's got all the monies. Probably Tony. Dak Prescott. Gotta kill him.
I'm gonna Romo.
She's gonna with Romo.
I'm gonna marry Dak.
She's gonna marry Dak.
I'm gonna kill Jones.
She's gonna kill Jerry Jones. Who will you marry, kill between Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and then Tony Romo?
I'm out.
Jerry Jones, you.
So Jerry?
Jerry Jones, you.
Okay.
You.
Who will you marry, Dak Prescott or Tony Romo?
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo.
So that means you would kill Dak?
Yes.
Marry Dak. Kill Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones, poor Jerry.
Tony Romo.
Why not? He's probably one of the best commentators, announcers on the game right now.
Tony Romo? That's mine. That's mine.
Jerry Jones, right now. Right now.
You heard it here, guys. You heard it.
We need trash can.
Oh, here we go.
AJ, you have to sleep in this for the night. Yeah. Football we already got. AJ's trying to take a piss right now. Trash can.
Stickers.
Stickers.
Couple stickies.
Couple stickies.
Yes. So we got a trash can. We're gonna go test it out in the toy aisle.
You're not getting it first.
First try.
He's not getting it. Give these guys a shot. They'll win a jersey if they get it. Oh, none of us made it. Come on, Dad. You get a free Cowboys jersey if you get it. None of us have made it. Dad's going for a shot. Come on, let's get it. Oh, that was the closest one.
Felt like the closest. That gross? Yeah. We all missed it, so don't worry about it. We missed it. You guys going to the game tomorrow? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Us too.
Not only are we giving away 3 jerseys for whoever can toss a football into that can, we're also going to be leaving the can so someone can take that home too.
Look, there's still practicing the only part set.
What are you doing here?
Game day, baby.
Game day, baby. Woo!
Kickoff's a month away.
Yeah, but we gotta get our reps in.
Yeah. They train, we train. Crack 'em, bro.
No, it's 7:30 and it's a Wednesday.
Road pop?
Oh! No, I'm going to work. And I'm driving. Get out of my car.
Cowboys, we got him.
Super Bowl! Super Bowl! Super Bowl!
Let's get it.
Guys, can we just get one? I mean,
Let's just get one. Doing the mojo moment. We got Dak Prescott in there. What they do is they're running one play, and then right after they just kick a field goal. TP20 to the
out
outside.
to the left, gets tackled
Swallowed
behind
up.
the line by Micah. Micah and his gang.
The linebacker.
Linebacker gets
So they're going to
tackled.
come back out. Again, it's going to be Aubrey. He missed his first field goal
Was it
attempt.
short or left?
Aubrey missed left. Let's see if he can put it through this time. It is
Short!
short.
What the f?
Over 3.
That was like a 50-yard field goal.
Oh, was it?
That was a 50-yard attempt.
Yeah, but it needed to be 54 yards.
I mean,
that's over
you
3.
still, you gotta at least get the distance.
Go for 2
You know,
next
get the
time.
distance.
Just go for the first down conversion. Kicking is still a big problem.
Yeah, you're gonna run into those, and it's the distance though. Accuracy, okay, you can miss that from 50. I'll give you that. But if you're not hitting it, if you're not kicking it 50 yards,
So the issue right now, that was the third mojo moment and the third missed field goal attempt. Going to run out here, and TV Tristan Viscano is going to go for his second attempt.
you gotta go through all the motions, okay?
Yeah. So what they're doing, they're running the kicking team off. They're practicing in a last-minute situation, having the kicking team try to get out there in time to kick a game winner. There's been no game winners kicked yet.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Here it is, though. Let's go, Tristan! Come on! Here we go. He's hitting this. He's hitting this.
Yeah, what practice is for. Make your mistakes and then correct them.
He's going to crank this one. He's going to boot it, and that one is
far left.
Far left! Wide left.
Distance. He's got the distance.
I mean, I don't even know why I'm surprised anymore. Yeah.
So we just lost 4 games on game-winning kicks.
Crosby's available, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
Got to get someone. So yeah, he spikes it. Let's get
Aubrey back out.
Aubrey out for hopefully his first made field goal. 1. Here it is. Let's get it.
Guys, can we just get one? I mean,
let's just get one. Come on, Obs. Brandon? What's his first name? I mean, Aubrey. Aubrey?
I mean, he's kicking from the...
That's a nice kick. He got under it. That's good. Oh! That's one. That's one. That was a nice kick.
I don't think he has much leg though.
Now just
no, that was not.
Now just do that every other time.
Yeah, that was almost short.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it.
What you just did, just rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Okay,
TV lining up. He's 0-4-2 right now. This is his 3rd attempt. Kicks it and
wide left.
Get him off
the field.
Go for 2.
This is looking not good.
Well, I mean, look.
I mean, at least it's not windy.
I'm going back to the car. I'm getting my jersey. I'm going in.
Yeah. Hey, at this point, Boots.
His nickname's Boots. His nickname is Boots. He's got to be good at kicking.
I'm going in. I mean, I can't do any worse.
Yeah, no doubt, dude.
Yeah, get your kicking game.
Get my jersey on.
Touchdown, baby!
John Stevens Jr. JSJ!
That little bastard! We are believers! Shelby.com. Let's go, Cowboys! Baby. To be quite honest, I've not seen enough of our boys out on the field who I want to see. So let's go. We got fucking 1/2 left.
Be a fucking Eagle. So I wrote back, well, Jalen Hurts wants to be a Cowboy. Like, he...
Yeah, did you show him the picture?
Exactly. Like, what are you going on about?
Yeah.
These guys get drafted. That's their allegiance. They want to get fucking paid.
They could have had Micah.
They could have.
They could have had Micah.
Exactly.
They traded them. Do you remember they
traded with us?
With us.
With us.
Yeah. We were back to 13. You came up to 10.
And gave us Micah. You're mean. We're supposed to be practicing. We're supposed to be practicing. It's supposed to be fun. See the fact that I get it. Jalen Hurts had a great season last year. For me, before I crown him the best quarterback in the NFL or the best person that's ever been in the NFC East, I need to see at least another season of him doing it. Like, I remember the same shit with Carson Wentz.
I need to see 16 games.
I need to see one. I need to see him beat Dak Prescott. He's never beat Dak Prescott.
Never.
I need to see it. Get it.
Toby.
That's Toby. Toby, I'm telling you. WR4. That's Tolbert. That's Tolbert. Get that first down. First down. I'm a massive Tony Romo fan, right?
Cowboys kicking now. Start the score. We're down. We're not caring about the score. We want to see some fucking action, baby. We want to see some fucking plays. And right now, I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm going to be honest. I do not like what I'm seeing.
forgot it was that jingle. I was kind of caught off guard by the Sunday service jingle. But it's Sunday, and that's why we have the Sunday service jingle playing right now. Ad's nervous. He's not singing because Paul's here.
We can do the Sunday service. I'm gonna get all hot.
Oh, Jesus.
Hot and bothered because we are ready to rock and roll. Crack 'em if you got 'em, baby. And it kind of spoiled the guest today because we're going to do a nice little intro of the guest and then show everybody who it is. But I don't think they heard you, so you can still do a nice little surprise.
Well,
here.
you're the one that wants to do the surprise. Hey. Surprise away.
Peel it back.
Peel it back. Peel back the layers. Peel it back like an onion.
This is stuff that we never.
I was thinking something else. But.
Peel it back like a what?
Well, what do you think?
Like a banana.
He was thinking a banana.
I was thinking a banana too.
Okay.
Or an orange.
Or an orange.
Or foreskin.
There. I think that's what AJ was thinking. Okay, so on that note, who do we got here, Adam? Give him an intro.
All the way from Scotland.
Oh, God.
Hey, Paul.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got Paul Stewart straight from the world's team, a.k.a. IMP Stu, a.k.a. heavyweight champion of the world. Look at that.
Electro Stew.
Electro Stew.
Oh, Electro Stew. I like that. That's good. Paul, what the hell's going on, man? It's been a minute.
Busy just covering this whole draft scenario, free agency, you name it, man. It's exciting times and also big, massive question marks because we just don't know what we're expected to do with this whole new coaching scenario as well. So, yeah, a lot of question marks going into this new season.
There really is, man. And have we even talked really since the season's ended? Because you're right. There's a shit ton of question marks. And I just want to kind of get your feelings. Crack me if you got them, with a little sneak crack. I just want to get your feelings so far on the offseason with, like you said, the new coaching staff, what the Cowboys did in free agency. Like, how have you felt so far during free agency? Or, sorry, for the offseason?
In terms of free agency, I think we're filling in positions in terms of just trying and get some backups in there. Like, obviously, it's not the answer to our prayers. It's not like the dream players that we would love to bring in. There's still players out there available, like Keenan Allen or something like that. But we are trying to, like, fix positions where it's helping us going into this draft, knowing where to target specifically. So, but in terms of the coaching staff, Schottenheimer is a big question mark. Like, a coach that no other team wanted. Let's be brutally honest here.
We didn't even want him.
No, we didn't.
Sometimes.
Like, because we had your Ben Johnsons and God knows who else. Like, the defensive coordinator just went back to San Francisco. It was the
Salah.
Salah. We could have wanted him, but yeah, we just kind of stuck to one of our guys.
Yeah.
So, but I will say though that what Schottenheimer has done so far in terms of the team he's built, his coaching staff, I'm actually quite impressed with. I do like that. Like the offensive line coach coming from Kansas State, really impressed with him. Like the relationship with him with Cooper Beebe, that's going to reimburse as well. And also, like, he's worked with likes of Deuce Vaughn as well. Who knows, we may actually see different how to utilize Deuce Vaughn in a more different way. I think it was the former offensive coordinator. Is it O-line coach? Yeah, the former O-line coach from Arizona is now our offensive coordinator, Clayton Adams. That's an interesting one as well. So you can really tell from what we're doing in terms of the coaching staff, we are going to be either bolstering up the offensive line and being really like rushing heavy going into this season in some capacity.
Well, let's hope they get a running back. Bandwagon boys, how the hell are you guys doing over there? I didn't even ask you guys. Just kind of let Ad do his epic intro and didn't even ask you guys. How are you? How are you guys?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Just the good though. That's a record. One word answer from both you guys. Good. That's got to be a record. Paul, you are here for a record. The shortest answer of how the Bandwagon boys are doing.
Actually, I got a little story.
No, I knew it was too good. I knew it was too good.
You just fucked yourself.
I fucked myself. So yesterday, me and Ad went to a matinee, and I forgot I swore off matinee. Well, not matinee, sorry.
Yeah,
At
it was
2 p.m.
2 p.m. I think
That's a matinee.
2
It's a
p.m.
matinee,
movie
okay.
still classified as a matinee.
Isn't that what a matinee is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess.
you don't
I
get-
was thinking noon only, but
you don't
that
get
doesn't make
matinee
sense.
prices anymore, which is kind of a little bit bullshit.
So you
but-
pay full price to go see it at 2 p.m.?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of it was Minecraft. We went with Adam's handsome, strapping young lads,
Took the kids to go see Minecraft.
and it was
it
pretty
any good?
packed. Pardon?
Was it any good?
Well, yeah, I actually
That's what I thought it was going to be.
I know enough from Minecraft just from it being around, but I've never.
Did you say
I
Minecraft?
thought you said-
Minecraft?
I'm sorry, AJ. I genuinely thought you said the German word.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Freudian slip, my friend. Freudian slip.
I know enough about Minecraft to go
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Minecraft. What?
Look, once you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about now. Listen,
it was an American History X you watched? Jeez.
no, it was good. I know enough about it, but there were. If you watch the movie, I'm sure that there was like a lot more special moments for you, little Easter eggs, right? But it was still really fun. But that being said, we're sitting there, and you got a bunch of freaking okay, say it right, Alex. Minecraft nerds, and I'm gonna say I don't care that they're 15 and under, and they're talking, yelling, like they're not
Cheering.
even watching the movie. I don't mind going to a movie and having something be personal with you because you've played this game for X amount of years and you cheer out loud for something that's special. Like I can handle that. I don't need to be part of the game. But when you're doing it just to like first of all, people to the right were like filming and waiting for these moments to come up so they could yell so fucking loud in the theater. And then they'd be watching their video. So they're not even really caring about the movie. I'm enjoying their stupid fucking video game movie more than they are. And that's what was aggravating me. Better let it go. But the people to the left of me were just... A truck would go by that says, move it yourself. And they go, move it yourself. And they were just like laughing about shit that's not even in the fucking video game. And I'm like, I was getting riled up. I was heating up, and then it cooled down.
He was
heating up.
He was getting it from
yeah.
all angles.
Yeah. I was getting JO'd on from all I. But then I'm about to like get mad. It feels like, and this lady behind me leans in, mom style, and goes, "Shh, shut those fucking kids up for me."
Nice.
I almost turned around and said, "Thanks, mom."
So what I was going to say is the reason you only gave the one answer good is because you were still projecting your anger in here.
And I let it go
from,
right there.
from the movie, and you just released, and
I
now you
released
feel
it.
better.
I do feel better.
That's
Thank
why
you.
that's why I let you guys get what's off your mind. Now Ad's gonna give his 15-minute version of it.
Really quick. I don't think those kids to the right of us were Minecraft nerds. Behind baseball, the kid showed me why everyone's doing it, and it's all over TikTok. People going to the movies, and at certain parts when it comes up, they go crazy. Like there's kids in other theaters that are like hopping on each other's shoulders, cheering, throwing popcorn around. Like so. Right now, it's this TikTok thing.
I'll roundhouse a motherfucker if they throw popcorn at me.
Yeah. Anyways, but I mean, the movies did $310 million globally this weekend.
Yeah, because you had all the dorky kids that wanted to make TikTok videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it worked.
The bandwagon boys saw.
I will want to say though, if that was me in that cinema, I would be playing some bloody Slaughter to Prevail or some Slayer and causing an absolute mosh pit and throw one of those kids against the
Fuck you, kids.
Yeah, let's take it up a notch, kids. You want to fucking yell and scream?
You want to
and
rumble?
shout?
I'll show you rumble. I'll show you how to disrupt a theater.
Paul, you'll love. If you ever do watch it, there's one line that Jason Momoa has. Spoiler alert! If anybody doesn't want to know this, Ant's not going to see it. Paul's probably not going to see it. But Jason Momoa looks at them and he's got this point. He's like, "Write a song about me. Make it metal." Make it metal, make it loud, and use real instruments or something along the lines of that. That's pretty funny. But anyways, okay, let's fucking talk NFL news. What do we got on the docket today, Wage?
Well, look, you put me on the spot, but we do have some big news with Joe Milton III.
Oh,
and the big trade, of course. What day does it happen?
Thursday.
Day after we do our weekly, day after the main event. So now it's been 4 days since the news has happened, but we've yet able to talk about it. So this is something we need to talk about. It's gonna severely change what the quarterback room looks like. The dude's only in his second year, but we'll lead out. Paul, what did you think about the Joe Milton trade? Did you give it a yay or a nay?
Massive yay. Like the reason I'm saying that is because it's a better backup option to Trey Lance, put it that way, in terms of trade value and in terms of ability, put it that way. And when you really do think about it, when it comes to Joe Milton, like, he can complement a lot. Like, depending on what we do in the draft, if we get like some, I don't know, like Tip McMillan or Luther Burden on top of the wide receiver core, that would actually help both Prescott and Milton to actually throw the more of the deep ball threats and stuff like that as well. So I think overall, I mean, don't get me wrong, Milton still has a fit, he's a bit too raw in some regard, but man, like, I think this is a much better valuable option for backup quarterback for sure.
100%.
And better than anything we would have gotten for that 5th round pick this year. Like, I don't think you're going to draft a quarterback in the 5th round that has a better chance to start than Joe Milton and who doesn't have that has the same intangibles as him. So for me, guys, I'll lead out too for the 3 of us in here. I think it's a big yay. I was super excited when it happened. I actually was going through our old drafts from last year, and we drafted Joe Milton in the 5th round a couple times in our mock draft. So I'm happy that he's there. I'm more excited to see him in a backup role than Trey Lance. Trey Lance, sure, maybe didn't get the most fair attempt at winning the backup role in Dallas, but I'm excited to see what Joe Milton can do going forward with the Cowboys.
Yeah, and for a few reasons, I like it. Number one, I think one of the knocks could be that he's old. That's something that we talked about. But when you time it, you're going to kind of have him hitting his still would be in his prime for a quarterback, and you know, that might stretch for till quarterbacks are 35 now. I haven't crunched the new numbers, guys, okay?
Okay.
But, you know, I think he'll be around 29 years old when that contract runs out. And that's if he is the guy who's going to take over for Dak, if that's what we find out over these next 3 years. Now you've got a contract with him. Probably Cowboys won't sign it until he's 29, so we'll end up paying him big-ass money anyways. But there's that makes sense to me, right? Like, obviously, if you're drafting him and he was 26 years old now, you'd kind of be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Brandon Weeden, like the Browns did 10 years ago.
Oh, God, yeah. So that was, what, 2012?
Something like that, yeah. Brandon Weeden was like 27 coming in the NFL draft.
Yeah, but his tangibles, or his measurables, look good from his draft day. So, like, if I'm looking at this compared to quarterbacks this year,
at the same, like, fifth round spot that you would have drafted, like, what you used to get Milton.
Right, I would be pretty happy with I'd be like, okay, this guy's got a lot of potential here. And finally, it's like, I guess the contract, too, is just like, when you compare what happened with him and Trey Lance went to the Chargers. I think he's got like just a little over $6 million for 1 year. And good for him to go get his money, because he wasn't going to get it in Dallas, right? But if I'm comparing who I would want on the squad, Joe Milton has more. I guess there's just more potential that we haven't seen, where I think we saw enough from Lance to be like, he had some opportunity and he never really took it to the level that we were like, okay, I want to see more. I kind of felt, you know what, I know what Lance can do here. He's not terrible, but he's not adding that value that we want.
When Cooper Rush consistently beats you out for the second string quarterback after watching how Cooper Rush was playing last year, you got to think something's off, right? So, Ad, what do you think?
Yeah,
you like the pick?
I liked it. I mean, last year he was one of the guys. He was my DTR. I mean, the year before I was all hot and heavy on Dorian Thompson Robinson. I can't even say his fucking name. We call him DTR. Last year I liked Joe Milton. When they started talking about possibly trading for him, I went to about 6 p.m. In my trousers, and I was like, okay, I kind of like it. I think it's interesting. I like the idea of bringing him in. I like the idea of him sitting behind Dak Prescott. I think if you're looking to go to any team to develop as a quarterback, you're definitely going to get a very, very unique experience in Dallas. You know, Dak's going to show him, hopefully, how to like really handle yourself with the amount of scrutiny that you'll be getting from everybody in the world. Like, there's no other quarterback that's going to be scrutinized more than a Cowboys quarterback. And the fact that like he took less money to come to Dallas, apparently. Is that what it said?
No, they took less. The team took less compensation. Yeah. So they could have got like maybe a 4th round for him, but the Patriots opted to trade him to Dallas because he wanted to go to Dallas because he
I have audio actually.
Oh, let's get it.
Sweet.
Come on, you don't want to do your boy. You don't want to do your boy dirty, do you? Steven, does he want to do his boy dirty?
I thought when you said you had audio, you had me. You tricked me.
You got
April
me on that.
Fools.
You tricked
all
me.
month, baby.
All month, baby. Zingers all month.
But I think that he has a cannon of an arm, so I just want to see him in preseason launch a fucking 75-yard throw to Turpin on a fucking fade route. Like,
well, it made
Captain Splooge City over here is what's going to happen in preseason.
It made preseason get a lot more interesting. At least we got to see. I mean, even if they would have drafted a quarterback in the draft that's coming up April, it would have still been exciting to watch them in preseason. But I always like when you have someone to watch in preseason, like a Joe Milton. And coming into the league, he's not much different than Dak Prescott was. Dak Prescott wasn't known for his accuracy coming into college. He was known for his running ability. And so Dak Prescott's an example of if you get the right coaching and the guy's willing to master his craft, he can change his fundamentals and become a good passing quarterback. He has all the measurables to do it, so he just might need some coaching up.
Look, if you can, sorry, Paul, but if you can coach this guy to be as good of as a thrower and decision maker that Dak Prescott is, whether you think Dak Prescott's good or not, that's not the point. But then you add on Milton's ability to run with the football, and he's a big-bodied dude who can maybe give us a little bit of that Josh Allen vibe in the offense. I don't know his toughness, but
that's the one thing you can say about Joe Milton. If you watch his highlights when he was playing with the Patriots and some of the games he did play, he did run play action. So, and he's actually quite good at it. So, doesn't always necessarily need to chuck the ball 60 to 70 yards down the line.
Yeah.
Like he's more than capable to run with the ball. So, but yeah, and again, looking over in terms of what we did for the trade, I think it's actually really good as well. Like we only traded away a 5th round pick and we got Joe Milton and a 7th rounder back. So it works out more even. But when you compare it to the whole Trey Lance giving up a 4th rounder just for Trey Lance, it's but this trade overall just feels more fair, more like low risk, high reward, and potentially.
And Patriots, to their credit, they did, like we just talked about, do Milton right, and they because they had the quarterbacks they wanted, they didn't need to roast this guy over the fires or keep him on the bench just because they didn't get a 4th rounder. I thought it's for their money. They
high character.
They didn't really. They probably should have got more. I think they definitely shouldn't have given up their a 7th as well.
Yeah, the 7th is is the kind of the icing on the cake for the Cowboys because I think even just trading a 5th for him would have been nice. And just back to the Trey Lance thing, I think the reason that Cowboys fans had such a sour taste about Trey Lance, at least I know me personally, was because of that 4th that they gave up, the amount that they had to give up for him. For such a little bit of amount of return, knowing what his contract was when he got to Dallas, you knew he was never going to get a 2nd contract. So he was kind of like a rental for a 4th round pick to be a 3rd string quarterback. That was kind of the sour taste where Milton should be the backup quarterback right away. So you traded a 5th for a guy that has a chance to get a lot better, and he's already your 2nd string quarterback. So it's just a win across the board.
Yeah, and Joe Milton had some comments here too. We're just looking at a blogintheboys.com article. Joe Milton III on joining Cowboys playing with Dak. How far he can throw a football by Tommy Yerish. I remember you, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
Tommy
Yerish.
Do you want to hit this quote?
Here, let me get one of these real quick.
Oh,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Oh, shit. What did I do? Hang on.
Adam, do you want to get this? Bam!
I don't know what happened. I just tried to double click this quote.
It was great. It's a blessing come true. That was something that me and my team talked about and was able to get done with the Cowboys. So it's just a blessing to be here.
Ad plays Joe Milton in his upcoming autobiography.
No, it's the Audible book where they cast an actor who sounds
nothing like the person.
Yeah. For my rookie season, I grew a lot. Football is football at the end of the day. Just having fun, enjoying the best thing I can do, and that's going out there and just having fun with it and enjoying my teammates, getting to learn people.
And getting in the showers with the boys.
Here now.
I added that. I added that.
That's part of football.
That is.
Here now, I'm a Cowboy now. Being able to learn my teammates and get to explore and experience different things with them. After AJ talked about the shower.
Through the context off.
AJ threw the context off. How do you think about
getting out of context so badly?
Paul's just imagining Joe Milton walking into the locker room, into the shower, and everyone's like, "Cannon arm coming through!"
yeah. Whoa, cannon arm! Holy smokes!
Look at the cannon
Look
on
at the
him.
cannon arm on that
God.
guy. Hey, guys, I also did read, and it wasn't in this. I thought it was going to be. Is Milton's from Dallas, isn't he?
He grew up around the area.
Grew up around the area, and
his mom
family
always is wearing one. Yeah,
and
wearing the Cowboy shirt.
Yeah, his family's in Texas or in Dallas.
Always been, yeah. Grew up as Cowboys fans, which a lot of NFL players can. Can you scroll down just a little bit here? Because they had his stats. Oh yeah, the only playing time that Milton received with the Patriots was his final game of 2024. So not a lot of playing time, but he went 22 of 29 for 241 yards and a touchdown, and he had a couple nice little scramble plays. If you guys saw some of the highlights from that game against the Bills, so a small sample size. But you have his full college tape. You know what he did coming into the draft last year. It's exciting. I like this pick or this trade is exciting, and it makes me feel more like I like how the quarterbacks room's turning out going into the season or into the draft.
Full season of football too.
Yeah, full season of football.
So you're kind of acclimated to what the NFL is all about, which it takes that a little bit off. He was also in a pretty QB heavy draft last year, so where he went isn't indicative of where he should have went. Like this year,
I wonder where he would be on the list this year.
Exactly. So this year he probably would have been. He probably easily would have been
Dart?
He probably would have been like probably fourth rounder. Like he probably would have been between Dart and him. I think going as that third or fourth QB, possibly. But I mean, I still think there's some really. I mean, we talked about some of the quarterbacks that we would draft in round 5. He's definitely better than them. The quarterbacks that we would want to draft are probably going to go in round 4, which guess what, Jerry? You got rid of our fucking Mingo 4. Okay.
Oh, here. Ewers or Milton?
Milton.
Okay. What about you, Paul? Quinn Ewers or Joe Milton III?
Joe Milton.
Okay.
There we go. Consensus.
AJ hates Ewers, and I wouldn't draft Ewers either.
The only quarterbacks I think I would take over him in this draft are guys that the Cowboys wouldn't draft with their picks, like you had mentioned. Anyone before Jackson Dart with Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. Those are the guys that you would want, but the Cowboys were never going to realistically draft those guys. So I think now they don't have to use a pick on a quarterback, which is nice.
I will say though, if we didn't do the trade with Joe Milton and we didn't didn't draft the quarterback, there was one guy I had particular in mind. That was Seth Hennigan from Memphis. That was one guy I was looking at. I thought it would have been quite interesting as an understudy for Dak Prescott.
He's one guy that I don't think we've ever really looked at. What interests you about him? Not that, hey, Paul, not that it matters anymore, but you might as well get some platform to talk about him.
Yeah, sure, no problem, man. So Seth Hennigan, like quarterback from Memphis, he's threw over 3,500 yards last year, 25 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, passing grade of 79.3, deep grade of 93.5. The only downfall really is his level of competition per se compared to the other quarterbacks is in this draft.
Where do you think he would have went in the draft this year? Where do you think he's going to go in this draft this year? Undrafted?
7th round at best, but I think he'll be undrafted.
So you never know. The Cowboys could still. There's a chance the Cowboys could still bring him in. You know, maybe get him to battle out with what the hell's? Why can't I think of our third stringer there?
Will Grier.
Yeah, Will Grier. Get him in there to battle with Grier a bit. I wouldn't be mad at that. Store him on the roster. You could never have too many worthwhile quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, you know what would be awesome is with that additional 7th round pick, they pick the best available, the BPA QB, you know?
I mean, those 7th round picks are throwing a dart at a board anyways.
But you might as well, if a guy's got size or speed or a big arm, pick the guy who has the best attribute out of the who's left.
Just something to add as well. Seth Hennigan's also from Texas as well. He'll be part of the Dallas Day interviews as well.
So that it doesn't count against the 30 days. He's one of the guys
not the fact is, the whole Dallas Day where TCU, anyone that was born in Dallas is invited to come over and be interviewed type of thing. So that's that.
Well, that's a good segue.
You just segued the shit out of this, my dude.
I thought we were gonna get a fucking draft buzz on Paul's boy.
Nope.
Before, but okay.
I did.
Hit it up.
Why do you want to see him?
I just want to see I just want to see who Paul's crushing on.
And so Paul with the perfect segue with Adam, just like Adam's playing volleyball right now. Adam's playing volleyball, and Paul just had the perfect spike, and Adam, his stupid head, just jumped up and smacked the ball with his face. So let's go to Draft Buzz and get a Draft Buzz on.
Paul, do you see what happens here? This is supposed to be a safe zone here, and so you weren't even listening to what Paul was saying.
That's why I didn't bring him up. And then we were just about to go into the 30-day, but now I got to go look this guy up. So I just need to know his name. I can look him up.
Paul, what's your man crush's name? From Memphis?
Seth Hennigan. I don't know if he'll be part of it, mind you, but he should be because he is originally from.
No, we're gonna bring him up on Draft Buzz.
All right.
So we can get a look at this dude. Seth Harrigan on Draft Buzz.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There's some face on him, that's for sure. But
fucking cartoon character.
Also to add on that, what's his name? Baldinger, like, is on Twitter, like he's always on NFL Network. He rates him quite highly.
Baldy does.
Okay.
Yeah, Baldy.
What was his stats here? Sorry. 3,500 yards, 98.9 QBR, 25 TDs, 6 ins. That's a good ratio, baby. That's a good ratio. And who's the other guy?
I think
that was it.
That was it.
Oh, just him.
Just
okay.
him. Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be quick. Sorry. And hey, I'm
6'3", 215.
I'm fine wrecking the segue.
No, I know. I just like to
we can tell.
Yeah.
we can just fucking rewind.
Yeah, but perfect segue to Dallas Day. Dallas Day.
Okay, so Quinn Ewers is right there as the one quarterback. Would you guys be upset if Dallas wasted a pick on him in 5th round?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I would.
Definitely. Definitely would.
But if they did happen before, I think they had to maybe make this decision before the trade happened.
Yeah, it was probably already brought up.
It's a freebie. The Dallas Day visits are pretty much freebies because they don't count to your 30-day. I don't believe you get to work them out, but you get the interview, and you don't need to work out Quinn Ewers. You can kind of be like, he's had a good enough tape, right? So
and they've seen. I'm sure they're pretty
sent guys to see him, to watch him play.
Totally. So you got quarterbacks. They only got the one for the. This is the Dallas Day visits, not the 30-day that they get for the NFL. These are all free picks. They had quarterback Quinn Ewers, who we just all mentioned. I wouldn't have minded Quinn Ewers in the 5th prior to the trade for Joe Milton. Now that happened, I think anything higher than a 7th round pick, I don't mind taking a flyer with a 7th round pick or getting a guy come as an undrafted free agent. But other than that, you got to either use the rest of those 5ths to move up or get depth pieces.
I've actually got an updated list of the people visiting.
Yeah, this says it should be updated, but I don't believe it is either. Let me.
I've got it on DallasCowboys.com right now.
Oh well. The source? Shut the fuck up, Paul.
Oh, Paul, you're gonna go right to the fucking Cowboys? Oh my God, you're a homer. Oh my goodness, Paul.
Okay, well let's go to Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going right now.
Up there.
We're just doing it.
Yeah, so the article is Cowboys begin hosting prospects at Dallas Day 30-day visits this week, and it's by Tony Yamish again.
First of all, who was this? Sports Illustrated. Who's the
Josh
Sanchez? You lazy fuck! Update your board.
April 5th.
You embarrassing us? We're already high tense over here.
Yeah, we are. Today's a high tense boat.
And this was April 4th.
Yeah, look, April 4th. Tommy
Harris again. Woo! Our boy Tommy Harris, Superman himself.
Tommy Harris kind of looks like the quarterback we just looked at.
Hey, look at this.
Is he Clark? Is this his Clark?
This is Clark Kent.
Superman?
Yeah.
What about this though? Someone peeking in. I'm peeking in your window.
I'm
peeking in your window. Audio listeners, you have to come check us out.
Audio listeners, check us out and to see what we're all having a laugh about.
Okay, so this is a more of a. See, I wish they just had a master list, and now we got to go through all the breakdowns. But this is fine. Let's do it.
Tommy's a professional. He wants you to read what he wrote. He doesn't want to give you a fucking point form list like Lazy Sanchez from Sports Illustrated.
You know what? He knows his SEO. The man knows his SEO.
Okay.
Okay. Well, on the 30 list here, we'll just start top to bottom. If we want to dive into a guy, we will. And if we don't, we won't. That's how easy it is. Tet McMillan. Do you think his chances of dropping to 12 now? I think, obviously, now more than ever, it's much the wide receiver order is much more volatile than it has been. Like, Tet has always, in my opinion, been the number one dude, and I've never considered him even possible for the Cowboys earlier. But after his video release, which I think is moot anyways, but it might come into play, and after the combine and how some of the other receivers performed, it's, you know, it might not, Tet still might be the number one overall, but I think that gap between him and 2 and 3 has really closed.
And it's kind of flavor of them. Who wants their flavor, their certain flavor, right? Like another team might not need a big guy like Tet. They might need a smaller, speedier guy. So crack me if you got it.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, that was a crack him.
And then here's an interesting thing as well. Like when you look at the CD Lamb draft pick back in 2020, right? Like everyone had, like all the expert analysts had all these other wide receivers ahead of CD Lamb. But the Cowboys themselves had, on their own draft board, had CeeDee Lamb as their top wide receiver in terms of the rankings. So, like, even though we might be saying Ted McMillan is our favorite per se, we might know it might be, from the Cowboys' point of view, it could be Luther Burden, it could be Matthew Golden, it could be anyone for all we know.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, I rank a player who's not slot higher.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that
Golden and Tet.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. For me, Tet gives me. I was just watching some of his highlights, and he started to give me a major Dez Bryant vibe, man. And to me, I think that would be such a fucking deadly combo. Someone who can do that with CeeDee Lamb on the field. I think it's kind of perfect for what the Cowboys need. It's just the most. Out of all the receivers in that top tier,
it's that physical prowess,
and the way that he catches the football.
Yeah,
he kind of just goes up and catches it like soft, just very Dez. Like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm projecting, but I just think also I still don't think I consider him. I don't know. I think he'll be drafted before the Cowboys can get their hands on him. But if you're asking me who's the best fit for the Cowboys right now, it's Tet from what I'm seeing.
Sorry, Paul. I don't know you. Why don't you hop in, Paul? I'll go after you.
I was just going to say Stephen White's comment about Jaden Higgins, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's a good shout as well. Like that could be one of those sneaky picks in the third round.
They're saying I sent the guys the video. Some guys thinking that Higgins has a chance to sneak up into the first round, and people are going to hope that he falls, and they have a chance to take him in the second. But is, again, a guy that just has the physical attributes, the big wide receivers. You can count the big wide receivers on your hand. There's Tet McMillan, Jaden Higgins, and then the TCU guy, Savon Williams. Those are the only big wide receivers in this draft. So if you're looking for a size guy and you're not going to get Tet McMillan, maybe you do see someone trade up to try to grab Jaden Higgins.
You don't think Luther Burden's in that category as well?
So he plays. He's a slot receiver, so that's the only reason.
As a slot, right?
Yeah,
okay,
he's kind of a slot guy, which I like Luther Burden also.
I wouldn't want to shy away from a slot guy strictly based on that because I don't know. I think for wide receiver, and you guys correct me please here if I'm wrong, but the difference of doing that from going from a slot to an outside wide receiver versus going from a left tackle to a guard or left tackle to right tackle, it's a much more smaller learning. Like it's just, you're still doing the same position. You're just running slightly different routes. And I might even argue you're even kind of easier because you're probably running a lot of streaks, a few hooks.
It's harder to beat your guy one-on-one.
It's harder to,
that's the problem.
Sure. But in terms of what you need to accomplish on the field,
it's probably the easiest,
more simplified
for position wise.
Yeah.
Going from a slot guy to getting more outside reps, because guaranteed when they were in high school, they were outside guys. Like they weren't just always slot.
Sure, yeah.
Like these guys were, they've played football still now for how many years? So it's probably the best. It's probably the best spot for someone to kind of get more reps. But if I'm looking at strictly guys that played outside, those I go to those three dudes.
Yeah,
but Luther Burden, I like Luther Burden. Honestly, if they get a wide receiver in the first round, I don't think there's a wide receiver that I wouldn't like. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm
like out of the
and that's the thing. Who are we to argue when you look at previous years what the Dallas Cowboys have done with wide receivers in the first round? They've been very successful. Dez Bryant, CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
So And people would say, is that CeeDee Lamb? Oh, they may have overreached, or Des Bryant, they may have overreached, or whatever, and that. Like, but when you look at over the course of the career, they well achieved more than everyone expected.
Totally.
Yeah, I put the Stephen White comment on there because Higgins is one of the guys that we've drafted so much. AJ was on him hard earlier on. Obviously, it scares me that he could go before the third round, so it kind of makes
He's going to go in the second. He ain't making it to the third round.
Which means if we go something like Hampton or like Hampton in the first round, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we have to get a wide receiver in the second. You don't get a wide receiver in the second, your chance at getting somebody in the third is going to be very, very hard. You might as well just wait for a flyer in the fifth or something like that, right?
I'm thinking like in the third round, Jalen Royal from Utah, possibly that could be a shout. But again, like where it comes to like after Burden and Golden and stuff like it, like there is a bit of a gap in terms of quality in these players. So like there is some qualities with likes of Royal and Higgins and stuff like that, but not to the same level as like Ted McMillan.
Totally.
AJ, so what you're looking here, Paul, is AJ. We call this AJ's Skittle board. So we've been breaking down week to week positional groups and or who's coming into the draft. And right now he's looking at the wide receiver. So he's only selected the couple of guys that we're talking about. So it's just a very easy way to compare specific stats for them so that as we're drafting, we can make those decisions for our mock drafts. But this is also a great look to say, like, you know, there's guys that we've liked, but then when you factor in, oh, this guy's played 90% of his snaps in slot, it's like, oh, do we want to have somebody there for CeeDee Lamb as a depth piece, or do we want to go for that X player?
Yeah,
that's true.
And this is the big difference between when you look at Luther Burden or Igbuka is their 80% plus slot percentage. Is that enough to make it a negative? I don't think so. But let's say Igbuka that is there and Jaden Higgins for round two selection. I would just lean towards Higgins simply because he's played more less slot. And played more of the position that I think that we need. So. I think either guy's going to fucking do what you need them to do. But yeah, that's just how it breaks down, baby.
It'd be interesting to see in the second if you were to, like, I mean, obviously Ants was saying that Higgins is going to come into the second. I wonder if, like,
they're saying he might go into the first. Shit. So for us to talk about him in the third, I don't think there's even a chance that he is drafted in the third. Right. He's the fourth, or he's the fifth best wide receiver. You got, in this order, don't put it in any order, but you got Burden, Buka, McMillan, and Golden. Those are the four. The next guy after that is going to be Higgins. So there's no way that makes it to the third round. No. He's either going to sneak into the first or be a high second round pick.
I believe all four of those guys that you listed above Higgins are going to go in the first round.
For sure. Agreed. And Higgins could push up there. So that's what makes me nervous about not five. That's what makes me nervous and not taking a wide receiver in the first round, because there is fall off after the first guys. So we'll have to say.
And just to back that up, when it comes to running backs, it's like this is the deepest running back class we've seen in a long time. So even if you miss out that, like say for example, if Genty's there at 12, or Hampton or Caleb Johnson, etc., Judkins, like. You've got options to get your starting running back in this year's draft, regardless of what round, really.
Totally. You can get a starting running back in the second or third round, probably. So I think wide receivers big. And just for reference, in last year's draft, 6 wide receivers taken in the first round.
Now AI could be wrong, Ant.
Okay.
They say 7.
Okay, let me go back and look.
2024.
I'm looking at the board right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting 6.
I trust you over AI. And I trust her fucking board.
I can even name them. Malik.
But
let me name them real quick. Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, Brian Thompson Jr., Xavier Worthy, and then I can't see who was taken last. But
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
I missed that. So you're right. There was 7.
AI wins.
No.
AI.
AI does win, but Anth was just miscount. Anth had an AI mistake. AI makes mistakes sometimes. But I'm interesting little tidbit. That was the most wide receivers taken in the first round of a draft since 2020. since 2004, so 20 years previous, where they also took 7 wide receivers in the first round. So I thought that was like a lot, but apparently it's...
No, it is 6. It is only 6.
Can I read them to you, what they say?
Yeah, read them.
Okay. Come on, you stupid piece of... Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Yep.
Malik Neighbors,
Yep.
Roba Dunze,
1 sec.
Brian Thomas Jr., Xavier Worthy, Ricky Purcell, and Xavier Leggett
San Francisco.
for the Panthers.
Leggett wasn't taken, though, I don't think, in the first round.
Number 32 out of South Carolina.
Oh, I have them double stacked here. That's the thing.
You little...
Yeah.
Look, it's double stacked.
You can't see, but Ant is proving himself
right.
correct.
Yep,
We did have it correct. This is why we have the big board here, Paul, is so that we can reference it. It's unfortunate we have all our drinking cups stacked up in front of it.
So we had 30. We had 30.
Priorities.
Priorities.
We
my
had
man.
31 and 32 beside each other at the bottom. So it is 7. Crazy.
When we get to the
Fuck you, AI.
when we get to the draft, we'll actually have a shot of the big board there.
But I
where
think-
Ant's been looking at it Ant looks at it at least once a week, I think.
I like to have the. I'm glad that we kept it up the whole time because it has been nice to reference.
It's been nice that
it's
you
been
have it.
It's been clutch in a lot of moments, especially when we're watching games and we see, when did this player go? And
Yeah.
then Ant can just shoot up there. But yeah, it's good.
Okay, we got to get moving on this board here.
We're gonna go
We're still
quick.
on the first guy.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? That was a beautiful side quest because I wanted to cover wide receivers and talk about who we would maybe be taking it in the draft, and so we kind of just covered that, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was good.
And it was organic, which I like.
Oh,
I love that organic skunk, baby. Aston Genty, no chance he's getting to the Cowboys, but he's showing up for Dallas Day. Why not?
Raiders are the Bears he's going to. Raiders are the Bears.
Yep.
Yeah. And you think at the very least he might even go to San Fran at 11. I know they already have a stuffed running back room and probably are moving on with Gonzalez as their main guy, and they do have CMC. But CMC's, knocking on the door.
He's becoming more like he'll be walking a bit with a stroller next.
Yeah, double ankles or double Achilles tendonitis.
I just feel like
Not good.
I just don't think you're ever going to see CMC play like he has ever, like he's on his downfall.
Totally.
Unfortunately, he'd actually be better off to go to another team or stay with San Fran and just be a second fiddle. Kind of feels weird for him to be second fiddle in San Fran, but that's just a fucking vibe. Shamar Stewart, edge. Any interest in edge in first round? It's for me. Why it's interesting, if I can ask the question and then answer it, is I love the idea of just being like, go all in on a battle plan strategy and be like, we're just going to fuck your offensive line up for 4 quarters. And eventually you're going to break. And if you break enough times, then our more mediocre parts of our defense can capitalize on those mistakes you made. So I don't hate the idea. It's not what I would want them to do. But if they did go out there and get a guy, use one of our top 3 picks on an edge rusher, it's intriguing to me to be like, okay. On the other hand, I'm like, I think I'd really like to see the guys that we've drafted previously in the last 2 years here. I'd like to see those guys like I know Sam Williams has been around for 3 years, but he got injured. But Sam Williams and
without D-Law being there too.
Without D-Law.
Marshawn Nealon.
Marshawn Nealon. I want to see how these guys do because I liked their physical stats anyways, and I like what Sam Williams was doing in the little time that he was on the field.
Jalen Walker. I would take Jalen Walker if he fell to 12. I would.
I will say, like, if Shamar Stewart was to be drafted by Dallas, I've already got the jersey anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Paul Stewart. There you go.
There you go. Hopefully what number?
78.
Well, hopefully that's what he would take, eh?
That would be hilarious if that was to be the case.
Becomes your most favorite draft pick ever.
Ollie Gordon, running back out of Oklahoma State. He's going to be a Dallas Day guy. I wouldn't hate it if they kind of doubled down on running back and got him later in the draft. I know he's had a pretty big fall, but I wouldn't hate Ollie Gordon if it was at the right time.
He's on my Rushmore.
Ollie Gordon to me is a bit of a. I think running backs are going to kind of be pushed ahead. All of them are going to be crunched ahead a little because I think we've seen they're not talking about it enough yet, but the running back is starting to get potential again. Teams don't want to talk about it, number one, because they can keep getting a discount on these fucking valuable players. But when you see what Philadelphia Eagles, what they did with Saquon Barkley, and I hate to say the fucking words, guys, it tastes like shit coming out of my mouth, but these them facts. You go out there and find yourself a premier running back, and they can change your offense. Let's look at what the Detroit Lions also did with Gibbs and Montgomery using that dual back system still. But we all know Gibbs is the future of that Lions running back.
Bijan in Atlanta looking pretty nice.
So
there's still a spot for really good running backs.
Finding a guy, but it's I think the game is going to be shifting if it's not already starting to shift that way, where that running back, you're looking for the difference maker in your offense. Now it's, okay, have a running back. It's such a pass-heavy game that everyone can do that very well. The rules give the offense a lot of leniency to throw the football. The PI rules are really in the favor of the offense, right? So you're going to be taking – those shots are less lethal if you miss. You can still get away with a big yardage play. But the difference maker is now going to be like, okay, what's your running back game like? Like when we shut down those big plays and when we actually do it and don't get flagged for it, you can get a guy that can still run for that first down instead. Teams aren't going to be as prepared for that because they've been building an offense to stop the passing game. So you got the offense should always try to be ahead of the curve of the defense. And once the defense starts to figure out how to stop the offense, and I believe that's statistically, you can say that we've been seeing that a little bit in the NFL. It's still like a high-scoring, high-throwing game, but the defense is starting to catch on how to resolve that. Now the running back becomes more prolific for you, and so an Ollie Gordon pick, I don't think he's going to be. I think he's going to go 4th round.
Yeah, it seems like in a good spot.
Yeah. Quinn Ewers. Probably just out of the Dallas Day visit, but he's probably out of the Cowboys sights now.
Yep.
You think?
You go. Damian Martinez, Savion Williams, guys we both talked about. Alfred Collins, defensive tackle, who I like.
Yes, I like Alfred Collins as well.
He's a big ass human being. Then Andrew Mikuba, safety out of Texas. Siobhan Revel Jr., cornerback out of East Carolina, and another.
I actually got to see him play.
Oh, nice.
Revel.
Yep.
What do you think?
I was quite impressed with him, man. Like, obviously, my big concern with him is injuries.
Yeah.
He only played like 6 games last season.
Yeah, he's coming off an ACL by the looks of it. And then to round it out, running back Bashil Tootin. So if you look at this, a lot of running backs.
Yeah, they're going running back. Now, this also doesn't seem like a full list, but yeah, running backs are definitely highlighted. That's for damn sure.
Where do you guys think the Cowboys would take Tootin? Like 2nd or 3rd round?
No. Shoot, that's too high, I think. 4th or 5th if they had a 4th round pick.
Yeah, if we had the 4th round back, then I would say probably 4th round.
Well, if I was the Cowboys right now, I know they got rid of a 5th, but picked up a 7th, but I'd be like trying to make some package deals. I just feel like I would trade 3 7th round picks for a 6th round pick or a 5th round pick if they'd be so lucky to give it to me. You know, like I value that 5th round pick or the 6th round pick so much higher than 3 7th round picks.
Oh, definitely. 7th round picks are essentially practice squad players if you're happy.
So like I take our 7th rounds, trade them for a 6th round, then I take our 6th rounds and try to get another 5th round. I think 5th round is you can still find some gems there in terms of like either their athletic ability or just someone who's fallen.
Well, the guy writing this ad, you might be onto something because he's saying that because of Tootin's speed and 10+ rushing touchdown seasons, 3 straight 10+ rushing touchdown seasons, he has a chance to catapult himself into day 2. So maybe a 3rd round pick.
Don't forget his combine. His combine was quite impressive as well.
Yeah, he was 4.32 40-yard dash, and guy was an absolute freak when it came to measurables.
They call him
Rootin' Tootin'?
Well, they call him maybe, but I also heard him that they call him Tootin' the Hog because he's got a big fucking armadillo in his pants.
Allegedly.
Hey, guys, real quick, because I don't know if you know this, Paul, but we do some mock drafts here. Not going to hop into it right away. I got a little, what I like to call mixed bag for us. I'm just going to bring up some articles that are kind of relevant to the Dallas Cowboys, comment on them, show your nipple if you'd like to. That's up to you.
So is this like, this is a speed round? Article speed round.
Article speed round. If we stay on one, I'll just eliminate the other ones. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to, I'm pulling up things because I think that they're kind of relevant to the Dallas Cowboys and it would be fun to.
Crack me if you got 'em.
I was going to try to make a welcome to AJ's mix bag of
Hey kids, want to get in the van?
AJ's
Paul covering his face.
AJ's want to get in the van segment.
Hey, but Paul, serious talk right here.
Yeah.
DeMarvion Overshown expects to return in 2025. I want to be NFL Comeback Player of the Year. I love that attitude. I like what I'm seeing here in this photo. My biggest concern with Overshown is just
Injuries.
the injuries, man.
Back to back.
Is it going to continue to happen? And we have to, I don't know, man. Is it just Cowboys fans? Because that's all I pay attention to. But we focus on but in the 4 games that he was playing, he was excellent. And it's like, that is absolutely true, but you can't bank a 18-week season on a player who can only play at max half the games. Like, at some point, the logical decision would be, and I'm absolutely not saying we should do this with Overshown at this point, but at some point...
He played 13 games.
He did, right. I'm being a little hyperbolic.
I guess if you take the average of 2 years, 13 games over 2 years, it gets him 6.5 games a season.
Sure. So less than half.
Less than half.
I still love him. And those might have been freak accidents, right? But at some point, you have to take that toughness or injury percentage into consideration when you're like, but we need to have a football team on the field for the playoffs.
Hey, playoffs.
And I'd rather have Overshown take 6 weeks off in the beginning of the season and then come in and play for the rest of the season plus
he's going to be forced. He's going to be forced to do that this year.
Yeah, Jerry's definitely calling him every day. That, you know how Jerry mentioned he has 3 people who have his numbers? Well, Overshown's definitely one of them because he's always calling him, hey, how's that knee?
Because when is he supposed to be back? He's talking about being the comeback player of the year, but he tore his knee at the latter part of the year. So I don't even think when's he going to be back? Will he even be back for the start of the season?
Well, maybe we can get Adam in some sort of multiple...
Having clawed his way back from a torn ACL in 2023 that deleted what would have been his rookie season for the Dallas Cowboys, he went on a Pro Bowl caliber stretch in 2024, only to suffer another torn ACL in his opposing knee later in the season when his leg was rolled up on. But ever smiling and strapped to his face, Overshown sees himself back on the field at some point before the 2025 season is complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the biggest concerns here is both ACLs blew out.
Yeah.
And modern science, I mean, there's a difference between grades, I guess, right? You might have torn your ACL, but it was not super significant, or you might have torn your ACL and
PCL, MCL, meniscus.
It's hanging on by a fucking thread. So,
I mean, I guess what other player in the NFL's came back after having back-to-back both legs, having an ACL injury, and then having a really dominant season? Like, that would be an interesting stat to see. I can't. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Well,
Paul's right. Paul, you've came and had a comeback season after 2 torn ACLs.
Maybe not so much. No, it's not me, obviously, but in terms of a significant injury, Dak Prescott, when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a good one. Adrian Peterson is probably the one that's
and he had, I'm going to say he only had the one. He only had the one.
He only had the one.
It's just still insane. He came back and ran almost broke the rushing record the year after tearing his ACL. But to do it back-to-back years and then to do it so far into the year, 13 games in. He did it 13 games in. That's the season's 3/4 done. So yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I mean, I love him saying that he's going to come back and win it and have that mentality because you need it. But I don't think he's going to be back till probably October or November, maybe.
Chat is saying Thanksgiving for him and Diggs is what Jenkins is saying.
Yeah, so that's going to be tough to be the comeback player of the year if you start at Thanksgiving.
I'm trying to see if they have something where he says when he'll be on the field. But I would assume ACL is going to be 8 to 9 months. So when did that happen to him?
November.
So what's adding on 8 would be like
like July, August.
Yeah, he could be ready to come back in preseason before preseason for sure. We'll see. It's kind of a TBD scenario, I guess.
Yeah.
Which was devastating when he was the one fun thing to still watch about the Cowboys when they were starting to really suck at the end of the year.
I will say this though, the first one was a little bit. I can't remember what happened with his ACL in 2023.
You were there. You were at the game.
Well, no,
I can't remember what
that training camp, was it not?
No, we were at the Seahawks game.
I can't remember what happened.
Yeah, no, we were at the actual game where he blew his ACL that first time.
If you know our intro video, the moment where I'm kind of walking backwards and we're entering the stadium, it's an actual beautiful shot, and Adam puts up the GTA wasted. That is the Seattle game, and that's the beginning of the game. So
Anthony and AJ were obliterated before we even got to Seattle, Paul.
But
I'm not surprised.
It was a long drive.
His 2024 ACL blow was because of a roll up.
Yeah,
which I think is a lot. It sucks either way, but it's a lot more promising than a non-contact ACL injury, right? So, okay, well, look, we're all hopeful for Overshown. He actually needs to come back and play anyway, so.
Just to add as well, like, if there's one thing I will say, like, we brought in like a Jack Sanborn, which I think is a good addition to the linebacker core, but the problem what we have at linebacker is, well, we don't have Kendricks coming back. Like, we will probably need to draft another linebacker at some point in this draft as well to make up the numbers.
Yeah, we have a couple of guys. I mean, actually, here's a good question. Where would you hope the Cowboys are drafting a linebacker? In the top 3 or if 5 and up?
It just really depends how the board really folds out. Like, see if like Demetrius Knight's there on the second round. I wouldn't be surprised if we pick him in the second round. I know it sounds crazy.
No, AJ likes that. AJ likes that guy.
Would not surprise me if we go for Demetrius Knight from South Carolina.
Yeah, I think that guy. I watched a video on him, and you know, it was a highlight video and someone hyping him up. So of course, give me any player in the draft, and I'll watch the video and be like, "Yep, this is my dude.
This is my guy.
This is the fucking secret weapon." But in terms of just what I think linebacker is a hidden kind of need here for the Cowboys. Still
has been since Sean Lee left, man. And this is the thing: 12 is a linebacker's kind of like the running back of the defense. They don't get valued very much in the draft. So at 12, talking about taking a linebacker, people kind of scoff at it, but there's 2 linebackers that could be available at 12 in Jalen Walker and Jihad Campbell. Well, those guys would both start, and those guys would both make differences, where Jalen Walker is a little bit more of an edge guy, but he can also play off the ball linebacker. It would shore up the defense a lot, but I don't know how happy people would be going that route at 12.
You look at a guy who we were all kind of hot on last year, Peyton Wilson.
Peyton Wilson, yeah.
P-Dubs. Yeah, and he had a great season. I think you shared today when we were kind of like talking about the show today, Anthony, you shared his PFF stats from last season.
We picked him a bunch of times in the first round in our mock draft.
Yeah, we really know. What did he actually end up going?
98th.
Fourth round.
98th overall.
Shake my head.
And we took him at in our very final mock draft, we traded back we actually did the exact same trade that the Cowboys did with the Lions. And
took Willis.
We took Wilson.
Fuck. I just want Bruce Willis to come back and make another movie. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. That's unfortunate though. Just like the Cowboys weren't crack him if you got him, double crack him if you got him. I mean, that's just again another reminder. There's a couple guys in the 4th round that we had on our big board here in the Studs, and they all went 4th round, and they all were fucking solid picks last year.
Because the Cowboys don't like having 4th round picks.
We don't believe in 4th round picks.
Guys, have you seen this new comedy show called the New York Giants Draft Plan? It's on Apple TV. I know I don't have. Actually, no, sorry. It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Yeah, Dining with Dable. I know this.
I know what I would love that show. Him and Guy Fieri go around and just fucking dine on New York grub. But here's
Why does he not? Why does he look like one of the comedians that hangs about with Brian? What's his face?
He looks like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Two Bears, One Cave. Yeah.
Aye, that's the one. He looks like one of those guys.
Yeah, so him and Bert Kreischer and fucking Tom Segura are going to do the show. That's what
Tom Segura. That's what he looks like with a beard.
Yeah.
Dining with Dable. Dining with Dable's his weight loss journey so that he could actually run the 40 time because he hated how everyone was making fun of him for not being able to get under like 10 seconds or whatever the hell they were saying. That was just we went on a fucking tangent here. Can you fucking talk about why you brought Brian Dable up into a fucking Cowboys podcast, Alex?
Hey, cool it. Hey,
cool your jets.
Cool your jets.
Cool your jets.
Baby, cool your jets is what I say. No, I just needed the time to find the quote, so thank you.
And I was talking until you got it.
There are so this is from Schefter, a.k.a. Shefty, a.k.a. Baby Dick himself. There are 14 members of Giants organization, including head coach Brian Dable. Watch my new show on Hulu TV. And GM Joe showing at blah, 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 blah. They're all going to go watch Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter at Colorado's NFL Showcase. So they also sent 11 members of the Browns organization, blah, blah, blah. But basically, what this article is talking about is the Giants have kind of shown their hand at who they're looking to pick potentially. Maybe all of that attention was just for Travis Hunter and the Giants picking at 3. They actually have a legitimate chance of getting Hunter. If we go Abdul Carter and Cam Ward, Abdullah Carter, as I like to say, and Cam Ward, yeah. So if they go 1-2 there, then Hunter comes to 3. But also thrown in the mix is the idea that are they looking for maybe Sanders at 3 if it goes Hunter or fucking Carter, Ward, and then Sanders. There we go. I got it out.
What the fuck is going on? Holy shit.
You're saying they're sitting there and they have the option if either of those guys is gone, they at least scouted the other one.
They actually have, in my mind, when I'm doing mocks and stuff, or when I'm doing Madden drafts, when I'm baiting and drafting, as I like to call B&D, I like the third round pick because you're gonna have probably 3 guys that you would take. And I just like the option of being like, I don't want to pick, just force me to have the guy who's left, right? And so the third round pick is great, especially for the Giants. If they know that Hunter or Carter is going to go in one of those first 2 picks, then they're going to get either Ward or Sanders if they want that quarterback. And so I think that's what this is kind of leading to. If either, basically, they're going to get a really great pick, but if they pick a quarterback in 3 and there's already another quarterback gone, that's really great for the Dallas Cowboys. We want 2 quarterbacks to be taken before we draft. It means that we actually get a top 10 pick of the skill level.
Right.
Fuck you, Anth.
I agree.
You're trying to have Anth cut you off, and you're looking at him. You're like, okay.
No, I completely agree.
What do you think, Bob?
Knowing what the Giants do, they'll probably end up drafting Jackson Dart or something like that, or Quinn Ewers. Like they'll end up drafting someone that it was not actually in the radar, like what they did with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We could only hope.
We can only hope that happens with the Giants organization.
And final thing in the mix bag here, and this is more of just like I'm going to start it here with. Look, Lockett's still out there and available. What's your thoughts on on still picking up a wide receiver on free agency like Lockett? Is that an improvement over Cooks?
Maybe not so much Lockett, but Keenan Allen, yes.
Okay, and you know what? Funny enough, I'm going to bring that up because I want to look at 2 free agency groups that still have availability. Wide receiver we'll look at now. In the and there he is at the top of the list. Keenan Allen, Mari Cooper. I don't think these guys. Oh yeah, they have market value, so I'm going to keep it like this so we can see the market value because that's important. So this is our wide receiver still the available wide receivers on the free market. If you had to pick one out of all these guys on the list, who would be the guy you'd go to? You have to consider the market value.
I think Paul said it. Keenan Allen.
11 million?
Do a 1 year deal? Why not? Get a 1 year deal with them?
Yeah,
we have the cap. We have the cap.
Got the cap. Maybe
I
find
would.
your replacement. Then you could take a Jalen Royals or a Savion Williams a little later and still maybe have Keenan Allen's going to start right away. The only thing I wouldn't like about them taking Keenan Allen is then they're probably not drafting wide receiver with the first pick.
Well, let's say that's not the case.
Okay.
So let's say the Cowboys still realize like we're going to be drafting a wide receiver as a priority, but we also want a stronger second or third. Let them battle, or first. Let them all battle for that position.
Keenan Allen, I still think would be good. Be good for one of the bigger bodied guys to learn from.
He probably fits what we're looking for because I think what you need to do if you were in this scenario is still go for the wide receiver that you would be drafting for as well. It's the same. You want the same features.
How stupid were the Cowboys to get rid of fucking Cooper?
Oh, dumb.
Don't get me started on that crap. Jesus.
I opened it up.
So dumb. Very dumb.
They'll never. They won't. So he's off the board for them. I agree. I think Keenan Allen or Tyler Lockett would be the ones that I would be looking at, and they're both old men.
They're going to be both 33 by the time the season
Yeah,
starts.
I think I kind of agree with Paul. Like getting someone like Keenan Allen in there as that vet, and then you draft someone maybe in the third round, like one of those guys like Savion Williams, or maybe fingers crossed Higgins drops that far out, or they trade some stuff and they move up a little bit in the third round. So Keenan Allen could teach that big bodied receiver a lot, but be a lot to pay for a 1 year deal for Keenan Allen to not have him be like that go-to WR2.
And also, just to add that as well, when you look at what in Seattle and that, like Tyler Lockett wasn't the number one receiver; it was DK Metcalf as well. Whereas Keenan Allen, regardless of their rookie wide receiver Dunze, like Keenan Allen was still producing on the field for the Bears with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have a guy like Caleb Williams, and Keenan Allen is out there making those production numbers. So putting him into a scenario where you got CeeDee Lamb and then you got Dak Prescott, I think he definitely would probably have a better season on the Cowboys. Do you think he'd produce better numbers or at least more touchdowns than someone like Brandon Cooks for us? Maybe not.
It's hard to say. It just depends how we don't even know what type of style of offense we're going to even produce at first, so it's hard to really determine like how that's going to project.
Who don't you want the Cowboys to draft in the first round?
Shedeur Sanders.
Well, okay, good. Okay, good, awesome.
Hang on, I do have a another thing I want to look at here just very quickly. I do think that, like, I know we have. What the fuck's his name? Greer on the team. But are there any quarterbacks here that you would think would be good to bring on with Milton to have a better challenge? I don't think the Cowboys will do it. If I can answer my mind, I'd go right to I would bring on Joe Flacco.
Big Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Then there's a couple of reasons. Number one, I think Flacco would be just a nice quality backup to come in if Milton can't hold his own, or if we do draft a quarterback, that guy is like just not ready for it. Because I'm still I want to push back on these NFL teams starting these young guys in games a little too early, right? And Milton is not in that class, but any draft pick would be, I think. Like, just give them some time to develop before we put them on the stage, judge them for their college for their college abilities, and then they never really actually get the full development that they should. But also, Flacco can be that mentor to the backup and not have Dak have to play that dual role, right? Dak
he can actually be a mentor to Dak in some capacity as well. Like,
absolutely.
In terms of like breaking that mental block that Dak seems to have in some game situations. Like I would never want Aaron Rodgers anywhere near Dallas. Screw that.
No,
that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Right?
Like, I want Aaron Rodgers for a 3-day long weekend when I'm just kind of going. I'm in my midlife crisis and I need to kind of do some drugs and just chill out with a guy and hug him naked.
AJ and alopecia, jeez, man.
But yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, if I'm picking between the two, obviously I think Aaron Rodgers has had the better career because he's got that Super Bowl. Flacco have a Super Bowl?
Flacco won
Yes,
a Super
Oh,
Bowl.
well, shit, there you go. I don't know.
Flacco won
Ray
a Super
Lewis's
Bowl.
last season.
Yeah, maybe that's not true at all. Like Flacco, I think it would just be an awesome guy to bring on for multiple reasons.
I wouldn't have guessed that Aaron Rodgers was older than Flacco.
Me neither. I
would-
saw that as I was talking. I was like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
I was doing that. As
3 more years too of NFL play.
Yeah.
Just to add as well, look what Flacco did in terms of replacing Richardson as well. Like, he actually kept Indianapolis in some way competitive, regardless of his age and his ability. He still kept them competitive. So it's still something. There's still something there with Flacco, regardless, even as a backup. Like, he took over from Anthony Richardson, like obviously with his injury and stuff like that, and still did a half decent job. So I would definitely bring him on board just for that mentorship for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think any of these guys realistically will come over to the Cowboys, but I think Flacco's probably the one that I'd maybe take a shot out. No one else really sticks out to me personally.
Paul, before we hop into our mock draft here, we do a Can Fan Mount Rushmore, as you can see right here. That's our faces, and then there's Jerry Jones, and looks a lot like Lincoln, kind of actually. TBH.
Yeah, he does. Just no beard. Like, he doesn't have the beard, really.
Yeah.
That's funny. He does.
But here is our Mount Rushmore. And what our Mount Rushmore is, I'm not going to present it. You guys just get the raw Canva data here. What our Mount Rushmore is we got to fill this draft board out before draft night, and we get 2 day 1 picks, 4 day 2 picks, and 6 day 3 picks. We're going to tally our points. So for every player we get 1 point. If we then draft, if we also call for every player drafted in that day, we get 1 point. If the Cowboys draft them, we get an additional 3 points. And then if we call the round in day 2 and day 3, there's another point. So regardless, there's just points given, and that's what this board is for. We'll actually figure out how the points go, but before the draft. But we're picking picks here. We're going to add you to this right now. Is there a player and you can't pick a player now that's on this board? Okay, that might make it a little tougher because EJ Savage and Big Chris came on a little bit earlier, and they had kind of a little bit more of easier picks, I guess, if you will say. But we need to know from you: is there a person on your draft board for day 1, 2, or 3 that for what you're trying to do is guess the day right? Guess the round right. Obviously, day 1 is round 1. And then you get the bonus points for if the Cowboys pick them. So take that into your consideration. Who is the player that you want to add to our friends list?
Oh, straight away, Wyatt Millam from West Virginia.
You knew. What's his position?
Offensive tackle, but he can move inside to play guard.
Mason.
No, Wyatt Millam.
Millam. How do you spell that?
M-I-U-M.
M-I-U-M.
M-I-L-U-M.
Okay, Millam. Okay.
His first name is Wyatt.
And what round do you think he's going?
That's the tricky part. I think he might actually sneak into the second round, I think.
So you think the Cowboys at 44 are going to take...
I would probably more bet on it being on the third, but it wouldn't surprise me if he gets selected in the second round by another team.
Well, you know what we got to do here, AJ. Draft buzz this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I'm going to draft buzz him, but this is the point. Is like you can either lean heavy on who you think the Cowboys are going to draft, or you can lean heavy on a pick that this is a guy we've never really even talked about, and say he's
Grant defensive line.
Big Chris took him.
Yeah, Big Chris.
Oh yeah, Big Chris has got that guy. But see, we can't take this Millam guy.
The Michigan defensive tackle.
No, but it doesn't have to rely on the Cowboys picking him. If you get him in the second round, you got that would be a big fucking pick anyways. If you guess that he's going to go in the second round, so
yeah, I think he will get selected in the second round. If I'm being perfectly honest, like he's got so many good attributes about him.
And then
I'm generally surprised he's not been ranked any higher, if I'm being perfectly honest. If that's one thing I really enjoy looking at is actually looking at offensive line, because that's the position I played. So that's my my bread and butter pretty much. And Wyatt Millen to me is basically my Cole Strange 2 years ago, where everyone laughed at me saying, yeah, Cole Strange, oh yeah, he's going to be a third rounder. No, I was the only person that says, no, he's going to be in the first round. And look what happened. He went to the first round.
Well, you have a chance to have receipts here. We got you live on the Can Fan Show on the Sunday service saying Wyatt Millen is going to get picked in the second round of this NFL draft. Yeah, if he goes to the Cowboys somehow, you're double doinking.
That would be like my reaction when we drafted Neville Gallimore at the time. Like lifting my shirt off and nearly streaking naked.
Well, I do. Oh, well, fuck, I fucked up this thing. But anyways.
Yeah, you had it nice for a second there. There you go. Just keep it like that.
I did add one player to me, guys. I put Ted McMillan, wide receiver.
Oh, that's a good one.
Number one.
You added it without announcing it first, eh?
I did add it without announcing it first, because I figured I would get to the I would get to this point. Is there anyone who you guys want to add to your board? We got a lot to fill it. I got a lot of day 3 picks to fill it. I'm gonna come with a list.
I see someone I'm taking off my board, but I'm not gonna mention them yet.
I don't know yet. I'm gonna go through this draft with you guys, and maybe I'm gonna look at some names this draft and maybe use one or two.
Okay, well,
I'll be honest. I'm quite surprised you haven't put Matthew Golden in there.
He is.
Adam
has him.
Day one.
Or even Luther Burden.
Day one, motherfucker.
No, Burden is not.
See, Burden would have been good, but because we can only do 2 day 1 picks, like we can only do 2 day 1 picks. So mine were Hampton running back and Walker at linebacker. So I couldn't take Luther Burden, unfortunately, and then Adam got Golden. So unless he was really gonna double down, and at the very end we get to do one change.
Yeah,
we get one change of all of our rosters. So maybe I'll end up sneaking that in, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you can see I'm just going to keep Jackson Dart on my day 2 board regardless. I'm willing to give up, but I think I will be taking Gabriel off since we have Milton. I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The Milton definitely changes the quarterbacks.
I will say about Jackson Dart is the Saints are really interested in them. Very interested.
Yeah, I think Jackson Dart. Yeah.
It wouldn't come as a surprise if he becomes the number 9th pick overall, which is going to be like the Michael Penix Jr. pick from last year.
Definitely.
Hang on, we got one more addition.
I didn't write this. This was from last time, so I don't think you updated it. I had Stutzy up there. Stutzman was
Danny Stutzman.
Yeah.
What round?
Round 5. Stutz Juggalo. Whoop, whoop.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's the most updated Rushmore board. But now, guys, we're getting into it. And I think we were going to do something different, but I think that was before we knew Paul was coming on. Paul, you have just been given the keys to the castle.
Yeah, the king of the castle, Paul.
You are the Jerry Jones, not in your personality at all, but stature, just in your ability to make the final decisions. You're the Jerry Jones. Me, Adam, and Anthony are going to act as your
yes men.
Your yes men.
Yes, Jerry, that's a good idea.
We're going to try to...
I appreciate it there, boys. I appreciate it.
Look, he's already fallen in the line.
We're going to try to sell you on what we think you should draft, but ultimately, you're going to have the final pick, and I am bringing up a timer as well.
So we're doing a timer. We're not doing a Wheel of Death. Chat was wondering if we're going to do Wheel of Death today. No.
No, Wheel of Death, we will do one more Wheel of Death, and that's going to be added later. But if you guys have any ideas for for the wheel to add to the wheel, let us know. We'll add, because we've got offensive, defensive, BPA, trade up, trade down.
Yeah. And if this is your first time listening to the Can Fan show, this is like our 16th live fucking draft this season so far.
This is how we do our studying, Paul.
This is how we do our studying. We do it live. We fucking do it live. So you can go back and you can see all other fucking mock drafts that we've done. This is mock draft 8.5.
So Paul,
that we're on.
Paul, while Ant's
Tinkle-winkling,
shaking his little gardener snake, what are your priorities for rounds 1 through 3?
Wide receiver, running back, O-line.
Yeah.
Depends on who's on the board at that point, right? You're just going to take one of those 3. Yeah, okay.
Would you sneak in defensive tackle or a D lineman in there at all? If it
100%, if it makes perfect sense in terms of best player available, 100%.
And cornerback, or is there any other position that might come up there?
See, that's the big one. Cornerback is definitely a need, a very sneaky need. So it just depends who's available.
Yeah.
Like, if like our Maxwell Hairston's there available in the second round.
Will Johnson.
Like, Will Johnson. Like, it really depends on your options. Like, if, like, say we rode into 12 and no one's there available, depending on what trade offers they're available, like move back 2 places or whatever, not, then Johnson's still there. Take him, 100%.
Okay, awesome. I can't wait to see what Jerry says here.
Okay, so I'm going to slow roll it. And Jerry, you have the ability to tell us to pause at any time if you want to make trades up or trades down. When we get to the pick, you're going to hear a lot of infighting between us three. We're kind of like...
Go this way, go that way.
Yeah, Ant's playing Matt, the defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus. I'm going to play Batson since Alex usually plays Jerry Jones. He's going to have to pick someone else. Are you going to be...
I'm Will McClay.
Oh, you're Will McClay. I don't know.
You're shoddy.
Okay, I'll be shoddy.
I'll be shoddy. You're that fucking young dick that's coming in here.
Where's my visor? I can't wear these hats. Where's my boys? Where's my boys?
Where's the boys? Whataburger.
Okay, let's get into this.
Shower up, boys. All right, here we go. Slow speed just to start here. 7th-round Dallas Cowboys mock draft with our boy P. Stu taking the roles, taking the reins as Jerry Jones would. Just did our classic pop up the public two notches. I think that's what we're liking.
Here we go.
Start the draft.
Ooh, here we go. Oh my God, it's tense.
It's tense. Abdullah Carter.
Abdullah Carter, Travis Hunter.
What?
Cam Ward. Well, that would be the smartest pick for the Giants, I do believe. Campbell.
I really hope the Giants don't get Cam Ward.
Mason Graham to the Jags.
Ashton Genty to the Raiders.
Yep.
Ty Warren to the Jets.
No.
Damn it.
Membu's gone.
Now Warren.
That warns me from some concern. First cornerback, J.D. Barron gone. 2 techs from Texas. Hod Campbell, linebacker to...
And Ted, fuck!
Hey.
This is good, though. This makes us think a little, because if Tet was there, I believe we would have taken him at 12.
I mean, Paul kind of said it. I'm not gonna push a CB in Paul's face, but Will Johnson's staring right at your fucking eyes right now.
Did we push the timer button?
Yep.
Nice.
Now he did.
What do we have the timer at? Is it at 5 minutes or 3?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes for the first 3 rounds, and I'm going to go to 3 for the last ones.
Let's have a look at the trades.
Yeah,
see what's available.
Absolutely.
So wants to trade.
Look at this. So we got some really good trade options.
I can't see the other ones at the top.
Oh, sorry. It goes Falcons at 15, Bengals at 17, Steelers at 21, Vikings at 20.
Do the Bengals.
Bengals?
Yep.
And what do you want to do?
1749 and 119 for the 12.
Okay. Damn, doggy. That's fucking hot off the press. Any pushbacks?
No, I think it's good.
No,
Me too.
He's fucking Jerry Jones. He's gonna do it. Let's hold hands.
I don't think they're gonna take it.
Hey, I'm all about a wheel and dealing there, boy.
Oh! Woo! That's hot. That is hot off the press. Let's see what happens here. What do the Bengals take? Who do they want so badly?
Okay.
Oh,
Who the fuck? Sure, take him. Take the alphabet guy with all the letters in the alphabet.
Oh, Matthew Golden off the board.
Golden's gone. Our boy Will Johnson's gone. Malachi's gone. Okay.
Okay, now we're back here.
There we go.
Look, Kenneth Grant. I'm looking at names. We got Luther Burden III, Kenneth Grant, and Emeka Egbuka. Now the problem with Burden and Egbuka, just off on surface value, is the slot percentage that they play. If you think that's a issue, but if you don't really care about that, I think these guys fell into a really good place here at 17.
Keep strolling down. Keep strolling down. I want my running back.
Yes.
I want to marry to Hampton.
Oh,
I want Hampton, boys.
Yep.
There we go.
That's a Tony B.
And you know
Mount
what?
Rushmore guy.
Even though he's ranked 24 and we're picking at 17, the fact that we picked up that additional 2nd round pick as well as the 4th round pick.
We're ready to cook and book.
It's time to cook and book. Cook and book, baby.
Book 'em.
Right. Amari and Hampton. Nice.
Welcome to the team. I would be fucking, if we picked him up at 17 or if we pick him up at 12, I'll be fucking stoked about it. Shamar Stewart's gone. Vernon went to the Broncos.
Would you like me to pick up the pace here a little?
Yeah, let's pace it up.
Just a tad, yeah.
You're just
Luka's
getting it
gone.
flowing.
So, Paul, what's your next position you're going to be looking at? We got 13 picks to go. We got 44 and 49 coming up. So, what do you think?
Oh, that's awesome.
Going into those.
Well, based on Dallas Day and stuff like that, I am looking at potentially at wide receiver here. But then again, you do have linebacker there. Oh, damn it, my guy's not there. Damn it.
Who was your guy that you were kind of holding out for?
I was looking for Jack Beck from TCU.
He went at 40 to the New Orleans Saints.
God damn it.
4 picks before.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Beck has definitely moved up.
He has moved up.
And he is a wideout. He's spent most of his time playing as a wideout receiver.
Well, and you know what? He's one of those guys that we never get a chance. He's kind of either too late or he's in that weird wherever
the Cowboys gray zone.
Yeah, but when we start doing trades like this, it's like, oh shit, we can get this person. Oh my gosh!
How about this, guys? It's not a need that we've talked about, but I think it's someone who could really just help shore up the defense. Demetrius Knight Jr. in 44,
and then we guys both talked about him earlier.
And then Higgies, at 49.
And then we hope and pray that Higgy's still there, and we take him at 49. If he's not,
then we take Restrepo.
No.
I mean,
Restrepo's not on our board.
I know. I keep bringing it back up.
At the same time, I don't know about cornerback. At the same time, Maxwell Hairston I just mentioned there is worth kind of looking into.
He's a pure corner.
Because we don't know the situation when Diggs is coming back. We've pretty much got Blind and who else do we have?
Why is this guy so high up? It looks like he struggled last year.
And he got injured or something?
Yeah, only played 7 games.
He only played 7 games.
That's the only downside, though. That's the only downside.
And
he
the
had a
games
shit
he
game
did
against
play,
the Texans.
Yeah, the games he did play, he didn't play very well. The Longhorns he played bad against. Georgia he played bad against. The Gamecocks he played bad against. I don't see a single good game that he played well. I guess 2023, maybe a lot of people are banking off of that time because looked like he had a nice 2023. And he's fast as fuck, 4.28.
Okay. Wow.
Nice vert, nice broad. All his metrics are good. Kid just needs to be coached. Give him a coach, man. Give him a coach.
Yeah, that and some bubble wrap, boys.
Okay, what do we got going on?
But yeah, if you pull up a Demetrius Knight Jr., the linebacker from South Carolina, he's definitely worth looking into.
AJ doesn't know.
Hang on.
AJ lost the ball.
Cancel the board so I can get them. Oh, hang on. It's right here. It's right here.
What's our timer at, AJ?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, to me, it's between 2 people. It's Demetrius Knight or Maxwell Hairston, but I think the consensus would be probably go with linebacker because we're shorter in depth. We need another linebacker in there just to add that more, see if you want to open up his profile.
Yeah, Demetrius Knight. I mean, Xavier Watts is sitting there staring right at us, though.
Yeah, so he's had experience playing on the D-line, on the slot, and he is a box linebacker.
A lot of missed tackles in his last 2 seasons. 11 last year, 12 in 2023.
Yeah, but look, one thing that sold me on Demetrius Knight is he is a father already, so he ain't shooting blanks, boys. And he's got to feed his family, so he's going to be hungry out there, and I like that. And also, just first look at him, 6'2", 245, Ant.
Nice size, yep. That's a good size.
Good size on him.
Yeah, I'll never go against picking a linebacker.
Okay, well, let's fucking bring him on. What do you guys say?
What do you think, Paul? Or do you like Xavier Watts?
He didn't even mention. He said it was between 2 guys.
I know.
He said it's between Knight and Hairston. What about Princely, Umanaman?
Hey, Eberflus, when I'm talking to my dad, you shut your fucking mouth or I'll fire you.
This is how Stephen Jones works. We got 45 seconds, so let's just... I think we pull the trigger on Demetrius Knight. Pray that Higgins goes to 49. I think that's the best choice.
Hey, we got to get the call from Jerry. What do you say, Jerry?
Go for it.
Okay.
All right. Hey, lock it in. Welcome to the team.
I trust you, Daddy.
Welcome to the team.
Demetrius Knight, welcome to the team. And we're back up. Xavier Watts is gone at 46. Great pick. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Higgins 49.
Done.
There's no debate. There's no debate on this, boys. We're going to Jaden Higgins a wide receiver.
and Higgins, you're going to be number 88. Jerry, you can't do that.
288s.
288, just like college.
All right, well,
Don't
let's
tell
break.
me what to do.
Just for the shits and giggles, I just want to have a quick little re-look at him. He's got just a really good 2024 season, and 6'4", 215. That's the type of guy that we want on this team. Didn't mean to rhyme, but that's how it goes.
Rhymed and reasoned.
Touch my knees, touch my toes.
Schottenheimer,
Let's go.
Settle down, Shotty.
I know I'm getting a little.
Jaden,
I'm getting a
welcome
little
to the
Dr.
team.
Seuss. I'm sorry, Jaden Higgins. Welcome to the team. Woo!
Okay.
All right. So now our next pick's at 76. Then we got 119 and 149. That 119th pick we picked up on our trade back. Should I pick up the pace a little, gents?
Yeah, I think you can pick unless Daddy wants to trade up.
No.
Let's pop off. Let's pop off.
Alfred Collins just went. So now we're picking at 76. What are you thinking? What do we got? So we got a running back, a linebacker, and a wide receiver. What is now something of need?
Offensive line.
Okay.
Fly up on the O tackles and the interior offensive
There's my
line.
guy. There's my guy. Wyatt Millum.
Wyatt Millum.
Look at the stats. You'll be like, what the hell?
Oh, wow. A lot
Definitely
of blue.
got hydrated. He's a left tackle. Could be fighting.
Progressed every single year.
Could be starting over Guyton.
Yeah, but guess what? Guyton was a right tackle, so there's no problem with bringing on a guy who beats out Guyton and then having Guyton and Steele fight for the right tackle position.
Here's the most important thing. Look at his sacks he's given up. He's never given up a sack in his whole college career.
Only one hit, too.
Wow.
And he's consistently dropped his hurries from 14 in 2022 down to 9 in 2023 and then only 6 in 2024. So,
and his worst game, we'll give him a pass because it was against Abdul Carter.
Yeah,
so we'll give
absolutely.
We'll give that a pass.
And still,
and it wasn't even that bad.
Performed average.
Still didn't give up a sack.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's bring him on. I like it. I like it a lot.
Now, for drafting him at 90, do we want to see if we kick back a little bit, get some trades happening? If that's our guy, then let's go and see if we can get some more. This is just me being Catboy talking.
Well,
you know what?
You could in some way, but I think with what we've just picked, it might throw the board off a little bit more, and we actually might end up getting someone else that we actually didn't expect to get in the next pick.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, like, at this point, PFF is too kind for these drafts, like,
Very
for these
kind.
trades. So I think, like, I just did a look there, and they were giving us, like, an 80% of, and it didn't seem real to me.
Sure.
It didn't seem real to me.
Hey, I got to say it.
It is the third-round pick. I get it, but we're not trading. We're only trading 3 rounds back, and they were going to give us, like, a 4th-round pick. It just doesn't make
Before
sense.
we pick someone, after we take this guy, I would like us to try to trade something to get into to get another 4th-round pick. Yes, we picked up a 4th.
Okay, so I'll
I
trade.
think we should try.
Okay,
I think
that's
we
fair.
should try to trade some of these. Like we
Get
got
rid of some of these dirt
Look
picks.
how much
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
sitting on the backside. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 9 picks still.
Okay,
So I think
we've got our 4th rounder back. We've got 119.
yeah, but I think we try to get another. We don't need. After our 119, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 picks.
Yeah, if I
Let's
look
try
here-
to turn some of those into to another guy that could start.
Oh,
Maybe
look-
no, I wouldn't do it with this pick. I would do it with maybe trading back up in some regard.
This is what I think we'll do. We're gonna pick your dude, Paul, and then we're gonna pause it right away and just try to shuffle some of these picks to move up, and or at least have a look and see. Maybe we do it later on. But I agree. Getting rid of 2 of these 7th and 1 of these 6th to go to a 5th or a 4th.
Oh yeah, way better.
That's hot action.
Mhm.
Okay, so where's this guy? Why
90?
He's a little bit down, but it doesn't matter. We like his.
He may be a little bit down, but trust me, it is worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. And guess what? What I always like to see is the ADP being higher than the rank. Although just by 1 slot, still makes me feel good about him. Let's bring him on the team. Wyatt Millum.
Welcome to the team.
We got him. We got Paul's guy.
Okay, now I'm starting the time, so we got to do this quick, guys. We're going to be trading. Oh no, we can't.
I would do it after.
Yeah,
I think
get to 119.
that's right. I forgot that they limit how far back you can
Pick
make
this
the
guy
trades.
and then pause it after. So now we went a ways. We're at 119. What are you thinking now? We've kind of went offensive. We went Hampton.
Back to defense.
Back
for
to
sure.
defense just to even it out a little bit.
All right, so let's see what we've got here. We've got Jeffrey Bassa from Oregon, Byron Sorrell, defensive end from Texas. He's not bad. GG Pogues, the defensive tackle from Ole Miss.
So don't forget, we haven't taken cornerback yet.
Yeah, Noah Williams from California.
Why don't we say positions? I think cornerback's one. I would even look at safety just for the ability to transfer to cornerback.
I will say there is a safety that the Cowboys are very interested in, which we can probably get him in the 7th round, and that's R.J. Mickens from Clemson.
Oh yeah, Mickens. We're Mickens guys. Mickens had a great college career.
Yeah, we can get him later on. So
I threw in defensive interior, even though I think there's such a fucking after the 1st round, defensive interiors almost seem like they're not a good option. Anyone else on defense we should throw on to our list here to look at?
Add Ed Rusher as well.
Okay.
Edge them out, baby.
So these are our top picks with those 4 positions: cornerback, safety, defensive interior, and
what are we sitting on the clock? Did you change it to 3 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what do you know? There's another Boise State player in this year's draft. Who would have thought?
I mean, Dotson, the cornerbacks out of Kansas are pretty solid.
Mel Dotson, yeah. I would take the stab at him at the 4th round for that, for sure.
Dotson?
Yeah, Dotson.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at him.
And it was a free pick. This is that free pick, isn't it?
He's a pure corner.
trade back.
I just don't know if there's going to be much.
Look at his interceptions. Like
he's a ball hawk, 6'1".
Yeah, 5 interceptions, 4 interceptions, 2023.
4 touchdowns last year. He had 4 touchdowns last
against
year.
him.
No.
Okay. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, he looks like he's fucking a lockdown.
4.59 40.
We looked at this guy before.
We did.
And we didn't take him because we didn't like the 40, but I think you have to take a cornerback at this spot. If you didn't take one in the first 3 rounds, you got to take one here.
Yeah, you're not expecting the next, I don't know, Deion Sanders at this pick anyway. So there's going to be room for improvement. So yeah, and like Jenkins' game, and just mentioned Dotson seems to be the logical choice. So
he just needs to be better than Kalen Carson.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's bring on Dotson.
So get ready to pause it right after.
Okay.
Dotson, welcome
to the team. Hey, Dotson, are you ready to dot, son?
All right, now we're going to try to trade some of these later round picks that we have.
1, 2, 6. That's actually quite a good spot, actually. And that's actually a pick they've actually already kind of. So 149. I would maybe go for get rid of our 5th rounder on top of that. I know it sounds daft, but
we're gonna have to give him 3. Oh, shit.
You're gonna have to give him the set. You're gonna have to give him the 174.
I wouldn't do any this year. I wouldn't do any like some.
They're not even. They want 4 picks. I don't think we're getting this because they just want too much.
Can you just see what go if you're gonna switch because you got your 149. That's our first 5th round pick. Just what do they do if we do the 5th round pick? So they get our top of the and then just something like 239. Not even barely even moved it.
I bet give him the 7th for next year as well with 239.
Okay, give that a try.
Okay,
they
that's
might
fair.
not take it, but we'll give it a go. Getting rid of some of these picks, and they.
Oh, you fuckers! Come on, dance.
But again, I think it's more important, even with even getting the 149th, getting their 126 to have a guy that has a chance to start is more important than drafting at 211, 217, 239, and 247.
Let's see the other teams here as well. So, so you've got Commanders, Ravens. Let's try the Lions actually.
Yeah, we have a trading relationship with the Lions. Let's give it a go.
Same deal.
Try 149, 239. Just give that a go first and see what they.
Oh, that's much better.
If they take it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now give them a 7th.
They're going to take that. We throw in the 7th next year.
I just give it to them. Make it happen. There we go.
Yes, we fucking won, Dad. We fucking won.
Okay. For fuck's sakes.
Okay, your life.
Sorry, no, I'm just trying to get 3 minutes on the actual board here. So we're resumed draft. We moved up.
Welcome to the trade.
We've actually moved up 19 spots.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Spots. So this is a spot that we haven't really taken anyone at because we haven't really drafted or had the capital draft up and in here. So what are we thinking we need? We now have cornerback. We have linebacker. You have a bunch of spots on the offensive side of the ball. What are we looking at to get better here?
Look at Antoine Powell-Ryland, Virginia Tech edge rusher.
Edge rush. Nice pass rush grade. Not the best rush defender, but
14 sacks last year.
14 sacks. That's big. You know what? And
he's a pure edge rusher. That's all he is.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to have hoped if David Walker from Eastern Arkansas would have been there, but I think he's already gone, I believe. But that's my pet cat for this year is David Walker.
Who was the other guy? Sorry,
David Walker. But I think he's already been picked, I believe.
Oh, let me try again.
David Walker. Yeah, he will. No,
Oh,
it's Jalen
Jalen.
Walker.
David Walker, 93.
Oh, yeah,
he went early.
Way
Wow.
early.
Wow. Like, he's really moved up the board. Jeez.
He's flying. He's
Well,
flying up
that's-
the board.
That's the fucking funny thing
Dude,
about.
you know what the funny thing is about David Walker? Like, he was touted to be an actual undrafted free agent. Now, then all of a sudden, oh yeah, he could be a fifth-round draft pick. And ever since his combine, and everyone now paid attention to him, he's now going to be like a mid-third rounder now.
Ooh, look at this. This
Crazy.
is this is nice. The guy we got up here.
Paul, I like this guy. He's strong with that broad jump. He's fast with that 40. He's got a good size too, 6'3", 258. I mean, he's bigger than Micah.
No chest on him because he refused to bench press, so we don't know what his bench is.
He says, I don't need it. I got speed, baby.
I like the pick.
Let's bring him on.
Speed kills, and that's what Ryan Elberfus will be looking for.
Yeah, and look, I think we've checked off so many of these boxes that we'd be looking at later in these rounds, especially with this Mello Dotson pick. I really like that at 4, man. That's that 4th round pick. Let's just get
let's get him, Antoine Powell-Ryland.
bring
Welcome
him
to the team.
Yep.
Welcome to the team.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's
Okay.
go.
We're speeding up. I'm gonna get to our.
We still have a
timer
full
here.
draft full of picks to.
I know, but we only got 3 minutes on the clock for each one, and I'm starting it now.
Oh, right. Okay. So we could either go back again, offensive line. That you can never have enough offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Tyler Cooper is a good shout, or you can add another linebacker, or you could probably get your backup, an additional running back, double stack it. You could do many things with it. This guy is a pure natural guard as well. So see if you scroll down a little bit to his stats.
Oh, sorry. Let me.
Bounced
he's
around, played both sides.
Yep. So he's got flexibility about him, which Dallas tends to love. They love offensive linemen that can actually shuffle them about. So,
well, what's his name? Tyler
Cooper.
Tyler Cooper.
2 Coopers.
The Coops.
Cooper Beebs.
It kind of looks like Cooper.
That
Beebe.
is Cooper Beebe with the beard.
We've drafted this guy.
It's basically Brock Hoffman and Cooper Beebe had a trail.
If his name was Brock Cooper, fuck, that would have been hilarious.
The only other guy I'm definitely leaning towards Cooper 100%. I do like Cody Simon just as a deep linebacker, but because we've got Knight Jr., I'm fine with.
And our 2 linebacker pickups in free agency kind of makes we don't have to double dip in the linebacker pool necessarily.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Building that depth is much more important.
Get that depth. Tyler Cooper, welcome to the team. I like it.
Welcome to the team. We didn't even look at Fedone the second. Fuck you.
Fedone's he's
doesn't need to be
athletic tight end, but he wasn't very good in college.
Okay, who do we got?
And now we're picking at 204.
A lot of cubes.
Oh, lots of cubes.
This is just gonna be you're just gonna find someone that you kind of.
Ollie Gordon,
Ollie
boys.
Gordon,
Pick 'em.
Dallas State.
Yeah.
There's your second
There he
guy
is.
right there.
Let's just get him in there.
Let's just bring him on.
You just take him right away.
That's an easy pick.
Boost.
Ollie
Boost
Gordon,
him up.
welcome to the
All
team.
of a sudden, our running back room looks fucking deadly, boys.
Looks jacked.
This is going to be a funny one, but if you look at Jay Higgins,
we love him.
Hey, we love Jay
We're
Higgins.
Jay Higgins
Yeah,
guys.
we're Jay Higgins boys.
He's small, but he can cover ground. He's kind of he's only
yeah.
He's only he's not 6'2", 232. He's just like 6 foot, I think, 220.
Yeah.
6 foot 220. So he's a little lighter than what PFF has him.
Kind of like maybe Zeke Elliott came back as a linebacker.
He's a tackle machine though.
He's a tackle
Tackle
machine.
machine.
No
Not-
shoulders on him.
Not the best measurables, but at this point, we're just going for vibe.
I will say, like, if there was one player I would love to have got in one of the earlier rounds, if they were available, would have been Kobe King from Penn State. That would have been sweet.
Well, King, where has he been going here?
I think he's like a fourth.
King's gone. Yeah, King would have been
He's
gone
like
in
fourth.
that fourth round.
Yeah, around then, I'm pretty sure we've kind of been going.
We've had 157 actually,
So
round
fifth.
5.
So fifth round.
We've had an option, an ability to draft King in multiple mock drafts. I don't know that that's actually going to be true in the.
Here's
draft.
an interesting fact about Kobe King. Him, along with Abdul Carter, were the main reasons why Ashton Gentry had one of his worst games as a Boise State running back.
Oh.
So he knows how to.
He knows how to fucking shut down that run.
Yeah, he made Ashton Gentry force the fumble.
But we are going to go with Jay Higgins here, boys.
2 Higgies on our team, boys.
Great special teams guy right there. It's going to be a good, 2 Higgins.
And he has opportunity to play.
We drafted the brothers. Great. Here we go. Here we go.
Jaden and
I meant like Higgins, 2 Higgins together as brothers, not like.
So we're good for linebacker now. You can keep going further down. There we go. Luke Lackley. I know we're not double dipping in Iowa, but I love Luke Lackley. Like, his stats don't look great, but it's as a pass blocking tight end who can still catch the ball. I really do like him.
Sure. No, I'm not at this point. You bring on a guy who can do better than Shoddy.
This is the dominate. This is the guy that loves to pancake. Not only eat pancakes, but make pancakes of blockers.
And he wasn't actually terrible in his measurables. Just his arm and shutter were low percentile.
Like he's not the fastest, but he knows how to create space. Like whenever given the opportunity. Like the thing is like when you've got like a Caleb Johnson, you're pretty much running the ball all the time. So Lackley's production doesn't get recognized as much. So like it's kind of mentioned, exceptional catch radius and body control. And he does have weaknesses as well, but in terms of pass blocking as well, I've like blocking technique. It does need refinement, but he is like just an absolute powerhouse of a tight end, I think.
Let's just say this: if we're in this part of the draft and you see a guy and you get excited about him, that's pretty much the pick.
I do think bringing on a tight end, just continually, kind of almost in the quarterback scenario, because there can be 3 of them on the field at once.
Why the hell not?
And although chat's saying, like Stephen White and chat saying we have that, don't look at tight end right now. I think our tight ends have not produced the way that they should.
Yeah,
so.
Luke Schoonmaker was our best tight end last year.
And not to mention, anyone you pick here, you already have guys in those positions. At pick 217, let's be realistic. This guy's probably not making the team at 217, no matter who it is.
And if
no matter what guy you pick here, they're not going to have the greatest chance to make the team.
Exactly. Undrafted free agents will probably have a better chance at making the team.
It's funny that you mentioned. It's funny that you mentioned about undrafted free agents. J Tuck, our good friend J Tuck, made a good point here. It's like the Cowboys have more success with undrafted free agents than any other franchise.
Definitely,
right now.
Hey, our boy, big fella from the Cowboys Up podcast just said, Paul.
Big Chris, what's happening, bro?
Okay, we're taking Lackey. Big shout out to Big Chris. And our final picks coming up here, guys. I mean, I think at this point in time, we're kind of just BPA-ing it.
Wheeling dealing.
Unless a name pops out. That's the fun thing. I like Woody Marks here. Jalen Walker is a name I know, but I think that's just because I know Jalen Walker.
We could go for another wide receiver here.
Fentrell Cypress is fast. He didn't do much else other than be fast, but
I like.
Oh, Kyler Acey's there.
Yeah, but we've picked him, but he has some legal troubles that might creep up on him.
But has that ever stopped the Cowboys?
Yeah, but this is Google Kyron Lacey's legal troubles.
I know he killed someone while driving.
What? I didn't know
that. And left the scene.
Jeez. I left the scene, and then so he killed someone on the 17th of December, and then on the 19th he declared for the draft. So
he basically did a Lyle Collins, essentially.
Yeah. It's I mean, look, I'm not against picking him just for his pure stat value, but in terms of actual playability, I don't think he's got much.
No, I agree.
But that's we're looking just at wide receivers. I'll go back to the board here and slow scroll it.
Can you give me Fentrell Cypress just his?
Yeah, I'm actually curious about him. I haven't looked into him that much.
Don't look too much at what he did last year, because right now we're not looking completely what he did on the field, but he has promise. I'm pretty sure it was this guy that had promise with his speed at this deep in the draft.
Yeah, 6 foot 180, so not a bad body size, but we got to go and have a look at him again here and get.
I also might be wrong. I might be thinking. I'm pretty sure we were calling him Fentanyl Cypress.
Oh no, it was fentanyl cypress.
Megamind.
Yeah, 440. So he's
He's fast.
He's fast.
And he's got a very decent vertical for his height being 6 foot.
Yeah, Megamind.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, he's very smart.
I am the smartest guy on the team.
He's got a 15 head.
Look at that.
Is that helmet gonna fit?
He's wearing that. That's the new
Guardian
Guardian cap. Yeah.
My God.
I say we just bring him on and round that CB off. If this guy could show up and do anything.
It's more listen, at this point, it's more competition for the cornerback position at this point.
Totally.
So,
welcome to the team.
And plus, when you really think about it, like a lot of these guys that we may have talked about, like there's defensive ends like Johnny Walker, like Junior, you could probably pick up in free agency.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
Well, no free agency, undrafted. Sorry, but yeah.
Right. After the draft, there's going to be a bunch of these handful of guys. He might be included.
Could
But
be.
look,
Very possible.
here we go. Oh my God. So we got spanked for Amari and Hampton.
Yeah, but you can't take that real.
Honestly, I would take that with a pinch of salt. PFF's ranking system is absolute dog water.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I wouldn't be mad taking Hampton at 12, and
I
that's
wouldn't-
not a C minus.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they took him at 12. And look what we got for him. We got 2 extra picks.
Exactly.
And that's an A. That's an A++ if that happened.
Exactly. And then we got Demetrius Knight Jr., which allowed us to, because otherwise we would have had to probably gone for Jaden Higgins at 44.
Yes.
Yep.
Right? But because we got that 49th pick in the trade, we were able to take Knight Jr., get a nice high-quality linebacker.
Nice
and
freebie.
then exactly. And with our second round round pick.
Our second.
Our second is Jaden Higgins with an A. So
Look at that
Demetrius Knight
juicy
B
A.
minus, Jaden Higgins A. And then hey, Paul, we got your boy. He got shafted too, but we looked at the stats. Stats look good. Definitely
watch the tape. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you got to say. C-, fuck UPF. That's what we got to say. Then we rolled CB Mello Dotson from Kansas, which gave us a C+, but a very needed position at cornerback, and he was the top guy there going in at that spot.
Then a trade back here, or a trade forward, sorry. We traded our 2 7th-round picks and our 5th-round pick to move up to a 4th round, or one of our 5ths, 149, to a 4th round, and we took Antoine Powell-Ryland, who was a B+ edge rusher, and I liked what I saw from him on his PFF and his visualization metrics that I like to jerk off to later.
Tyler Cooper, guard out of Minnesota, A-. I like it. Any type of an A at this point we'll take.
Adam got his Ollie Gordon.
Yeah, got Ollie Gordon in the second.
In the 6th round, I think that's a steal, and I think we talked about it earlier. He's probably going to move up rounds. I can't
Probably be in the
people
5th.
are gonna take a run at him because he did have a very good 2023. Fell off in 2024, but he's still the same player that played in 2023.
B+ grade.
Agreed.
Then our last 3 guys in a row here: Jay Higgins, linebacker; Luke Lackey, tight end; 2 Iowa boys in a row, and then Fentanyl Cypress.
Fentanyl Megamind Cypress.
Megamind Cypress. Cornerback. They all got C+. We ended up with a B in this draft, but honestly, what we really
Look at all those fucking picks.
What we always do is we go back and we look at our rounds 1 through 3. So it'd be the first 4 picks that we have here. Would you be happy with that draft?
Oh,
if
yeah.
we got a Marion Hampton.
I'll be very happy with that.
Yeah.
Very happy.
We got the wide receiver. We got the halfback. We shored up our offensive line with Wyatt Millam. And then also the linebacker, which I think
is going to start.
Yeah, exactly. Well, someone's got to start.
Yeah, they got to put somebody at linebacker. Good
All
draft.
right.
I like that draft, guys. We got a lot of players, which is nice. A lot of players and going to be a lot of depth pieces. Paul, we appreciate you coming on as per usual. Where can people find you, my guy?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at IamPeace2, and also on the World's Team podcast, available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
What do you guys talk about on that World's Team podcast?
Just like every Cowboys content creator, but just with an international twist.
Hell yeah, because look at this right now. 3 Canadians and a Scotsman talking Dallas Cowboys. They are the World's Team,
I know,
baby.
who would have thought? It keeps going back to what I keep saying. It's not just America's team. It is the world's team.
And if you know somebody that doesn't want to call it the World's Team, how about you look them in the eyes and you tell them to go, fuck themselves!
We coming for you.